What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. We're back. How's it going? Nick of time, man. I almost didn't make it tonight. I was running behind. But we're here now, ready for Monday Night Raw. Big news I just saw come across. I'm guessing it's legit. I haven't heard anything to the contrary, but Cena is injured. Might be out of the Royal Rumble. That's not devastating news, but it's still pretty big news, especially if they have Royal Rumble or WrestleMania plans for Cena. So anyway, how y'all doing? Go down and say hi. Y'all can see me and hear me and all. Sounds good. All right, looking good over here. Nice. All right, OJ and Luna and Razor and JN and all you guys down nice. Good to see ya. Yeah, we're here. I looked at the Raw preview. Doesn't look like a whole lot, to be honest with you. What do we have? We got a tag match with Rousey and Natalya and Bayley and Sasha. And other than that, I really don't know what else we're looking at. And this is the go-home show. So, I'm not expecting a crazy night. I thought last week's pretty news-making Monday Night Raw was... We're probably not going to do better than that. Oh, we get a Hall of Fame inductee? I was just wondering about that. That we haven't gotten that yet. I thought they might be saving it until the night after Royal Rumble. Some people are saying Taker. I hope it is Taker. You know, they've been doing this, I think, ever since Raw started. Like, every year, they've always opened with something on Martin Luther King. Sydney, Australia. How's it going? Hey, hey, hey. Still saying hi to everybody. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Yeah, I'm hoping the Hall of Fame inductee is Undertaker. If you need a headliner, they usually announce the headliner first, right? Don't they normally? It's got to be Rock or Taker, I would think. I would hope that it's one of the two of them. That'll make it a very satisfying Hall of Fame if one of those two guys goes in. I don't really care which one. It's fine with me. Oh, we got first super chat rolling around. Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate that. Thanks for joining in. And you haven't been here in a while. Doing good, man. I'm doing very good. Busy week on the channel. I got a lot of videos to work on, and I'm going to tell you guys what to expect on the channel as we go through here tonight. I got a few videos in the works. And my prediction video is going to be a little bit different this week. I'm going to change it up. So we'll see what you think. Yeah, Cena definitely had a yellow shirt. I think it said never give up. Like all of his other shirts did. I love these digitally kind of remastered photos. Like, that's pretty sharp. That's really cool. Yeah, I saw the potential spoiler of Taker. But it's not really a spoiler. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, all they're doing is announcing who's going to the Hall of Fame. I don't care when they announce it. They don't have to announce it on Raw. Announce it on the internet. I don't give a shit. I just want it to be like a big name like that. I think it's time for The Undertaker. Is he going to be 90 years old out there chokeslamming bitches? Come on. Get your ass in the Hall of Fame and retire. That whole grand plan that I thought was going to happen with Shawn and Taker clearly is not. I mean, unless Shawn's throwing us off the trail and he shows up in the Rumble. I don't really see it happening, though. I think he actually just came back for that payday.
Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight.
And they did a long video package this year.
Martin Luther King dedicated his life to love and do justice between fellow human beings.
Yeah, I'm cool with them doing a 10-bell salute. I mean, it's a timeless message. I mean, everything that he was trying to preach was pretty simple. Just get along, stop being fucking idiots. Like, how hard is that? You know, so it's rings true today, and we should all remember his words every day. I was always fascinated learning about him in school and stuff, even when I was young. It was like one of my I hated school, but it was one of my more favorite things to kind of just learn about. I remember I did like 3 or 4 book reports on him. Like when they would let you choose what to do. Where are they tonight? Where's Raw? Brock's here? I did not know that. Yeah, so what else is people saying? Oklahoma City, huh? No demon? Are we sure about that? I mean, I just can't believe they're going to be in a giant arena like that and they're not going to do the demon. The only thing I can think of is they want to keep the demon undefeated for some reason. Maybe the Undertaker needs an opponent at WrestleMania. So if they keep the demon out of the match with Brock, the demon doesn't have to lose. But it's so funny, too. I was working on my overlay for Sunday's live stream for Royal Rumble. I was putting it together like a couple days ago. I'm like, do I put the demon on it, on the screen, or do I not? So I left him off completely because I just didn't know what to do. All right, Brock's opening the show so he can get on a plane and go home. Some people think Balor's going to beat him. I just don't. If AJ didn't and Bryan didn't, I don't think Balor will. But I would not be pissed if I was wrong. Even though I think ideally it's better for Brock to go into Mania and drop the belt there, I wouldn't be necessarily pissed if he dropped the belt at the Rumble. Fine with me. I just think it would be better at WrestleMania, that's all. But I certainly wouldn't complain if Finn Balor upset him and won the title. I'd be like, yeah, sure, great. About time, WWE. Fuck took you so long? McLean, I disagree. I don't think Finn is going to be squashed. I think Balor will give Brock at least as good a match as Bryan and AJ will. You don't put Brock in there with a small opponent like that to have a boring match. You go out there and let the guys tear it up. So a squash would be boring. Brock could squash anybody. If Brock's going to squash anybody, squash somebody who sucks. You know, who you don't care about the match anyway. Like Big Show or something. But Balor and Brock, we want to see a 20-minute match there. That's what we want. And I think that's what WWE's going to give us. So we get a 20-minute match and Finn Balor loses, he ain't squashed. He just lost. No squash, I say. I hope Otis Dozovic interrupts again, and then Brock F5s him into the audience. And he's like screaming, and he's spinning through the air. He's going, eh, and he lands in the crowd. I don't think the Demon can win the Rumble if Balor loses to Brock. That body paint takes way too long to put on. He'll never have it on in time. It would have to be like a half-assed Demon. They'd have to have the Universal title match open the show, and then have the Royal Rumble main event the show. With him coming out at number 30. I mean, that's the only way. That's the only way it'll give you enough time to put that shit on. No squash for you. Paul Heyman, please don't speak John Cena's name. It makes me nervous.
This was no fluke. There was no controversy. Finn Balor stepped up, and Finn Balor seized the moment. So much so, that John Cena, the second greatest of all time,
second greatest.
in his hands and said he believes in Finn Balor. And he should. So much so that the entire WWE universe has now stood.
I don't know why I'm paying so much attention to Paul Heyman's promo. It's not like he's really saying much. Other than Brock's gonna kill Finn Balor. Is Finn Balor gonna come out? I mean, Finn Balor really is the size of one of Brock's legs, which is kind of hilarious. 170 pounds, one of y'all just said? Hey, Tar, how's it going, man? Thank you for that super chat, dude. It's been a while. Since you've made one. Yeah, where have you been? Yeah, I'm doing well. Hope everybody is. Thanks for that, man.
Seized the moment against John Cena, and that seems to be the theme of his entire career. And Finn Balor believes that he will show up this Sunday at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona, and do the very same thing, capitalizing on fate and circumstances, having a match.
Yeah, I just can't see Balor beating Brock. It would be such a sharp right turn. Like, if you're going to have a guy beating Brock, Brock is so valuable. You just got to think that through. You can't just decide 2 weeks before that, oh, let's end his, you know, monster run that he's had forever. Nobody's beat him clean other than Goldberg and Reigns. And you don't just decide that, you know, out of the blue. I did read some story. There's something going on around there that Brock may have requested Finn Balor because he knows they can have a good match. Brock can work with them little guys. Those matches are great. Brock versus Batista. I think that match in 2019 would really suck. Greetings from Boise. What's going on? I like your blue grass.
This Sunday at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view event, my client, Brock Lesnar, will turn Finn Balor into a martyr.
I'll tell you what, I'm not looking forward to Sunday when and if I'm expecting Brock to win. Oh man, the fans. He buried Balor. No, Rashad, it's not a goddamn joke. Did I stutter? You don't think Brock is valuable? Just because you don't like him doesn't mean you have to be fucking delusional. All the money the WWE's putting into his bank account? No, he's valuable. That's like saying LeBron James sucks. No, you just don't like him. He's very, very good. So don't be stupid, Rashad.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here comes your spoiler alert for this edition of Monday Night Raw.
What's the spoiler, Paul?
Even miracles fear Brock Lesnar.
Even miracles fear him? Oh, shit. We got a Catherine Sickle in the house. Warm up. I hope you're home. Even the heel's manager is twice the size of his babyface opponent. Vince is coming out? When was the last time we got Vince and Heyman in the ring? Actually, it probably wasn't that long ago. Just feels like it has been. I miss a super chat up there. Oh, hey, thanks, Chris. Thanks for the $5. Oh, man. That was rough on New Orleans yesterday. I don't know if it was just screw job rather than just a stupid-ass blown call is all I think it was. And it was definitely fucked up. I feel bad for New Orleans. That's horrible. But Vince went out there deliberately to screw Brett. I don't know if the officials necessarily meant to screw New Orleans. They just did. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like saying Tom Brady sucks. No, he doesn't. I think he's a disgusting little fucking asshole, but he's the goddamn greatest of all time if I've ever seen one. You don't have that many rings and go to that many championship games and lead that many teams. Sucky people don't do that. Hello, Heyman.
Kind of old school promoter, kind of like drum up some business. I mean, for anyone to think that your pal over there can in any way compete with Brock Lesnar, that's kind of like passe.
Yes, my point exactly.
So Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar. I mean, I would suggest to you the only way anyone could believe in this is if they believe in the old story of David and Goliath. Remember that one?
I never read the
Yeah, Vince, you've mentioned David and Goliath like 1,000 times over the years. It's like your favorite.
Let me refresh your memory. One day,
No, don't refresh our memory, Vince. Come on.
to the neighborhood, he ate every single mushroom he could possibly find.
Oh,
And
he's
then
tripping.
from there, thought I'm gonna go up and challenge that big nasty green giant. And he did. And the giant Goliath beat the holy hell out of David. And he was never seen again until he was reincarnated as Finn Balor.
I mean, with Finn just kind of having a little bit of a interaction now with Vince and Vince and AJ over on SmackDown, I don't know, just wondering if maybe something's going to come together.
But any fan,
Some sort of a Bullet Club to counteract All Elite Wrestling, I don't know.
anywhere in the world, much less here in Oak City,
You know, it's how, like, WWE at one time had more ECW wrestlers than ECW did kind of thing.
in Hillbilly Land, actually believe
Like, what if WWE tries to out All Elite Wrestling, with their own little stable of guys or something? They got enough of them there.
you're speaking too fast for that, Vince.
Well, there's Oklahoma.
If any of you people actually
Is Strowman coming out? I was wondering what they were going to do with him tonight. He must be about to roar any second here.
believe in fairy tales,
Yeah, I've heard of all these supposed release requests in WWE. I don't know. I don't like it when I hear WWE like refuses it. What the fuck do they care? If they let go 10 wrestlers, is that going to affect them at all? No. They're just so terrified of those people going and being a success without them. They want to cock block them for the rest of their lives. Yeah, I've got my door kind of wide open right now, so if you hear any cars going by, I got the breeze coming in. Look at Brock taunting him. Does Strowman get in the Rumble now, or can he not work?
Stop playing with him, please.
Yeah, the guy took a bite out of a limousine last week.
It was the worst night of my life, thanks to Baron Corbin. He cost me $100,000, and he cost me my Universal Championship match for you.
It is kind of a weird excuse.
But saying that, last Monday was the luckiest night of your life as well. So if you still have that Universal Championship after this Sunday, somehow I'll be waiting on the other side, and I'm gonna rip you apart like another one of Mr. McMahon's limousines.
I don't want him to make it a three-way. They would have just done that last week.
Well, you're lucky to be still.
Now they took him out and they're put him back in.
Take it easy
I'm
on
gonna get dizzy.
Take it easy.
I was about to say, where's Finn? I mean, he's the one in the fucking match here. We got a stare down between the original main event. Here's Balor. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm in this match. Yeah, I don't want it to be a three-way. What if it was a three-way and then Finn Balor won the title by pinning Braun Strowman? You're like, son of a bitch. You know, can Brock Lesnar get fucking pinned, please, by somebody? Yeah, you would think the whole storyline for all these months with Brock Lesnar not taking his appearances seriously, not wanting to be on the show, saying he doesn't even watch the show, wouldn't you think that the owner of the company would be somewhat perturbed by that your champion is blowing you off? Maybe Vince McMahon is formulating some sort of a plan to get that belt off of Lesnar. Wishful thinking, but I don't think WWE has that elaborate of plans.
Could beat 3 other people last week. Including the greatest of all time, John Cena.
Excuse me, that's the second greatest of all time behind Brock Lesnar. Thank you, please continue.
Besides the point, Paul.
He's a little queer in the ring, really? Well, that little queer probably fucking hammers more pussy than you'll ever see in your life. This week.
I know you don't believe that I can beat Brock.
I don't believe in fairy tales.
I don't believe in fairy tales.
And the Balor Club believes. And at the Royal Rumble, I will defeat Brock Lesnar, and I will reclaim my Universal Championship.
He's like, yeah, I'm already wearing the red pants and everything. Yeah, I'm already matched. You might as well just give me the belt now.
I know I couldn't beat Brock Lesnar. I don't know if you can, but you damn well better.
Hey, Braun, thanks for the support. I appreciate it, but really, next time keep your nose out of my business because I'm gonna do something that you've never done, and that's beat Brock Lesnar.
I love this 170-pound guy talking smack.
Now, Vince, you got the story a little bit mixed up.
Where's Lesnar going? He's just leaving? Oh, God. He's not going to make this a triple threat for real, is he?
Yeah, that's right, jog on. Vince, you got the story a little bit mixed up. You see, David, he stood in the shadow of a giant.
Oh, is he going to announce the demon here?
They said you're half the size, and they laughed in his face. But they didn't know who David was. They didn't know what he was made of.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying, Down Ice.
Fell face down in the dirt. Boom! And no one was laughing then.
I've got an idea here, gentlemen. How about if the Universal Champion has a seat?
Okay, Catherine, but no squeezing #1 contenders until after their title match. I don't want you to fuck nothing up.
David and Goliath's story happened right now. What about it?
Oh, so Braun can work?
Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor. Honestly, it's going to be very interesting. Let's get it.
Brock's like, all right, I'll sit down. You better have one of them nice leather chairs for me. Oh, cool. Balor and Strowman. Why not?
Remember when we all used to go to the cafeteria and just chow down midday?
Thanks, Joshua. Hope all is well with you too, man.
Most likely to help people.
Let's go check out over here. I got a few people in here tonight. Don't know what kind of audience we're going to have, but that was a 24-minute long opening segment, so I haven't even really had a chance to say hi to y'all. So we're up and running. So we just had that big opening promo. We're going to get Finn Balor against Strowman here. We've got a tag team match with the ladies later on with Natalya and Rousey against Bayley and Sasha. other than that, I don't really know what we're going to get. I don't know what... I'm sure Bobby Lashley will be out there doing something. We are going to get... Somebody said, I haven't seen it anywhere. I guess I didn't look hard enough on WWE.com. But a few people are saying we are getting the Hall of Fame announcement tonight. Don't know if that's true, but if it is, looks like Undertaker might be the guy, which I think is perfect. Some sort of a... Something was sort of leaked, you know, where WWE referred to him as a WWE Hall of Famer, so that might be a pretty good sign that he's going in. As far as that being spoiled, I don't give a shit. I mean, all they're going to do is announce it on Raw anyway. To me, it doesn't matter where they announce it. I don't care how they announce it. So if that's already been spoiled, good. We just found out early. So if that's the case, sweet. If it's not The Undertaker, it's got to be The Rock. They're in New York. They can't have some jabroni headline. It's got to be somebody serious. It's got to be a fucking legend. It's got to be a Rushmore guy. And there's two of them sitting out there right now. Taker and Rock. It's got to be one of them. So that's what I'm hoping for. Some people even pitch the idea of an Undertaker Finn Balor match at WrestleMania. You know, maybe Finn Balor is the demon. Maybe if he puts on a good showing against Brock and increases his stock, but he's not going to be in the title picture, you know, right away. Maybe they're saving that for the summer, and they got to give him something significant to do in the meantime, so he's not forgotten about. And a little program with the Taker, Dead Man versus Demon. I don't know, just a thought. Or Bray Wyatt can come back and they can just work together again. Devitt versus Goliath. That's funny. Huh. Why, Chromosome? Do you enjoy anything in life? Are you this pathetic and fucking miserable of a person that everything you've said so far is boring, blah, blah? Dude, enjoy being a miserable, wretched ass bag for the rest of your life. You know what? You're boring with your boring ass comments. Yeah, with as far as The Rock like being inducted, to me that just seems like something that's gonna have to fit into his schedule type of thing. You know, in New York, you know, it's a big market, but Taker, just one of them, needs to go in. Start wrapping up his career, man. He's getting... I mean, here we were 5 years ago. We were thinking that was going to be it. Do you believe it's been 5 years since Brock ended the streak? That's crazy. That is crazy. Bruce Pritchard's going to induct Taker? Maybe. I'd probably go Kane. Or Vince. Vince has only inducted Austin, but I think Taker is worthy of a Vince induction, just as in terms of how long he stuck around. Maybe save Rock for LA, maybe. I don't think it really matters, though. Rock's all over the fucking world. I don't think he needs to be worried about being anywhere near where he lives or anything. You know, unless he happens to be in LA during the time doing a movie or something, and it's easy access, then maybe, but... I'm with you, Catherine. I would like it to be Undertaker. I mean, the guy's going to shrink down to 6'4" here soon. Hey, Danny Burney, good to see you too. Welcome back. Kane and Vince are my two top picks for inducting Taker. Foley's another one. Foley's definitely up there and on the list. Like, you know, kind of like Bruce Pritchard is, but Bruce was such a short part of Taker's career. Just a few months. So, but he did, you know, come in with him. Or bring him in, sort of. Yeah, Kurt Hennig's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, if Paul Bearer was still alive, Paul Bearer would be on the list as well, but also not a guarantee, you know. I mean, Paul Bearer was probably no more synonymous with Undertaker than Kane was. You know what I mean? So I don't even know. I don't even think Paul Bearer would be an automatic. I think he'd be likely, but you can always think Kane. You can always think Vince. Yeah, I haven't gotten a good look at the arenas. It's kind of empty. Yeah, who was asking me about what tag team should go in the Hall of Fame? Well, there's 3 top teams right now, top of my list. Hearts, Bulldogs, Demolition. Demolition might be tough because of some of that lawsuit shit. Davey and Dynamite are both dead now. Neidhart's gone. You know, maybe induct the Hearts while Brett is still around and still able to travel and not too old and can make a Hall of Fame speech on behalf of him and Jim. Maybe Jimmy Hart would induct him. Shawn Michaels could induct Taker. But I think the other guys are ahead of Michaels. Vince, Kane, or Foley, probably. I don't know what managers are left, Daniel, in terms of the Hall of Fame, or like non-wrestlers. And when you got like Howard and Mean Gene and guys like that in there, a lot of people have talked about Jim Johnson. I think they could throw a couple of referees in there for sure. It's too bad Earl's not around anymore. I'd put Earl Hebner in, or Mike Chioda, or Corderas, or Timmy White, or Joey Morella. I don't think they care about Flair being the only 2-time Hall of Famer. There's too many guys that are worthy of being 2-time Hall of Famers. There's no way they care. Trust me, WWE's going to want... They're going to run out of people eventually. So having some 2-timers coming in there, I think it's going to be more and more likely as we go through. I think there will definitely be another one. Bruce Pritchard's a good choice. Jim Cornette, thank you. And JJ. JJ's not in? Or he's in with the Horsemen. Technically, JJ's in. Oh. Yeah, you got to practice. That wasn't even a German. That was a belly-to-belly. That was a belly-to-Balor. It's too bad that Balor and Bailey in the Mixed Match Challenge didn't do a Balor to Bailey belly suplex. I don't know. The 3B instead of the 3D. Another stare down. Did the bell ring? Is this match over? I didn't even hear the bell. Oh, Finn Balor taking it to Brock. Come on, run in. Nail him with the knees. Yeah, Brock's like, let me go out there and work with this guy for a while. Fucking figure him out. Oh, Brock was almost out of position, but he saved him. If that would have been Brie Bella out there, Finn Balor would be dead. I don't want to see Lanny Poffo go in the Hall of Fame. He's a weirdo. Damn, Balor just kicking both those guys' asses. Look at him go. He's like, he beat 4 guys last week in the triple threat and Jinder. Now he's smacking around Strowman and Lesnar. A lot of people think he could win the title on Sunday. I just still don't. But I would love to be wrong. Nope, look out. Ooh, ouch. Jesus. A little close-up on the... Oof. Posted him. Balor, look at him just still. I mean, Brock eventually's got to get in there and F5 Balor, right? Doesn't that segment have to end this way? I mean, Balor beat the shit out of Brock on the outside of the ring. Now he's going to stomp Strowman into the ground. Look at him. All right, Brock, jump in there and F5 him. There he is. There he is. Yeah, that hat, you knew that was coming, right? Oh, I like how he twisted at the end. Nice. Oh, now the bell rings? What the fuck is going on? I thought the bell already... All that shit happened, they just rang the bell now? What the fuck? The referee let all that shit go on? Melissa, I don't know who that is. I'm better. Paul Roma, Hall of Fame, no. Bad News Brown. I hate to even say this because I love him. I don't think WWE will put him in. I don't think they care enough about him. Unless he got in one of those legacy fucking things. I'd like to see Sid go in. Luger probably deserves to go in, but Luger's a mess. All right, we get Lashley's title celebration coming up. I had somebody on Twitter telling me that if Balor went into the Rumble as the Demon and he lost to Lesnar, it would be a waste. Why would you want to waste it? Why is everything a waste? Why is a loss like a waste? Why are people so, one way this way or one way that way? I just don't get it. Like, every single time if somebody loses, they're, like, buried and ruined and all this. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Are we all crazy? I don't think it'd be a waste. Finn Balor's finally in a high-profile match, main eventing a stadium show for the title against Brock, the highest drawing guy in the company right now, in front of 60,000 people. Fucking, you can get F5'd and pinned. Wouldn't bother me any. Jesus. But... maybe you don't want to waste the streak. Maybe you want to keep the Demon undefeated. That I understand, which is why they might not make Finn Balor the Demon, just so they don't have to have the Demon lose, and save the Demon for later on or something. I'm fine with that too. But I certainly don't think if, he came out as the Demon and lost that his fucking career's over or anything like that. Just perspective. Don't you just want to slap the shit out of the two Sonic in the car commercial guys? Like, how fun would that be, just to paintbrush both of them? Like, 4 or 5 times each. Oh my god, stop with the Demon is not undefeated. Yes, he is on the main roster. I know he lost in NXT. It's not what I'm talking. Everybody tells me that when I say he's undefeated. I know. But he has not lost since coming to the main roster, and you might want to just keep that going. Yeah, there's everybody telling me he's lost before. Yes, I know. You guys misunderstood what I was saying. Hey, don't question the body paint. What's so different? Yeah, what's different about fucking Mick Foley coming out there and Dude Love and Cactus Jack? What's different? Just a t-shirt. But he changes personas, he changes his character. Just like Finn Balor does. A lot of guys have had multiple personalities. Kane does the same thing. He's a Staples manager sometimes, and then other times he's a twisted freak of the dead man, brother of the dead man. Oh my god, he's not the highest draw. Well, he's the highest fucking paid. So, you tell me. You don't just throw money at somebody who's unworthy. Well, Melissa, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I remind you of Vince Russo. Thanks? Maybe? Yeah, I just saw that. Superstars is on the network. I actually have that whole season. I've got 87 through like 94 of complete seasons of Superstars. So yeah, I've got that year. That was starting to get beyond the heyday of WWF Superstars. Because by then I remember they were switching networks a lot. The format of the show changed. Commentators were switched a lot by that point. I really like the old days of like Gorilla, or not Gorilla, but Vince, Jesse, and Bruno. Like that was like 86, 87, 88. And then when they got into 89, things were changing. And by the time they got into like 91, you had Piper and other guys doing commentary. But probably wasn't one of my favorite years for Superstars. But that's cool that they're all up there. The network is just loaded with so much shit now. Yeah, exactly. Look at Baron Corbin. And y'all see the moon last night? I was out on the beach down in La Jolla and out there watching. It was fucking incredible. Watched the football games and then walked down to watch the lunar eclipse. It was pretty cool. Man, this Sunday, I'll be up here live streaming. I'm going to react to the whole show. Royal Rumbles are always fun to react to, so... I don't understand why they bother telling you that you, like, guess what? You're going to get Elimination Chamber. All you have to say is, like, you get all the pay-per-views. All of them. As soon as you sign up, you get the pay-per-views. You don't sign up and not get the pay-per-views. Like, if you subscribe right now, you're also going to get Elimination Chamber. No shit. That's what all pay-per-views mean. I was kind of hoping Lashley would wear it. I think the Intercontinental title will look good around his waist. But if you want to carry it like that, fine. I don't give a shit. No, you absolutely can draw if you are barely there. The Rock drew at WrestleMania 28. He was barely there. You know, but Brock definitely draws. It's not really a matter of being barely there. I'm no happier than you are, Antoine, that he's not there. Trust me, I'm right there on your side. But you have to be honest, too. Yeah, I want that belt off of Brock. I'm sick of him. I want him gone. But I'm not going to be foolish enough to think that he's not a draw. Absolutely not. He's definitely a draw. And a loss by him coughing up the title in some sort of a match clean is going to do wonders for whoever beats him. That's why I want to see somebody do that, because I just don't think it's fair that Roman Reigns is like the only guy that has really been put in that position. And Goldberg, who was in WWE for a cup of coffee. So now it's like somebody gets to beat him. It might be Finn Balor, might be Seth Rollins, who knows? But it's going to be someone, and it's going to be sweet when it happens. And if he wasn't a draw, it wouldn't matter. So he's definitely a draw. You are incorrect. No squash for you. Oh, they got a little thing, a circle for him to stand on? Leo Rush, that Intercontinental title is bigger than you are. For the money.
We came here tonight to celebrate. And what a better way to do that than the Almighty to
I'd like to see a promo between Leo Rush and Slick. Oh my god, that would be magic. Magical. Yeah, Luna, everybody's saying Finn might win at Rumble. I think WWE's doing a really good job of making you guys think that. I'm still betting no. But like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm certainly not pissed. I'm thrilled. I'm rooting for Finn. I just don't think he's going to win. Because think about what happens if Finn Balor does lose. What are the fans going to do? They're going to be all pissed. They're going to be even more mad at Brock. Getting that internet heat. They'll be chomping at the bit to watch him lose at fucking WrestleMania.
This is a proper celebration befitting of the almighty Intercontinental Champion.
Dustin DeVos, thanks for the super chat, man. Thanks. Say hi to your relative. If you're related to Betsy, I'm gonna have to block you. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate the $5. Your inductees: Owen, Bulldogs, etc. Yeah, Vader, Honky, China, Bigelow, IRS, Miss Elizabeth, RVD, and Rick Martel. I agree with every single one of those. Owen is not going to go in, unfortunately, until it's all fine with Martha, which will probably never be. But yeah, Vader for sure. Honky. Yeah. I've always wanted Bam Bam in. Miss Elizabeth, of course. Yeah, I agree with all your picks. RVD and Rick Martel's another good one, because Martel's hugely underrated. Yeah, so I agree with pretty much every one of those. Got a lot of names still missing, clearly. It's like Apollo Crews is like his semi-mini-me. Not completely mini, but minier. That's a lot of bald beef in that ring. If Lashley or Apollo ever wants to look like me, they're going to have to get in the gym like a little bit more often. Like, come on. Like, nice try, guys. Oh, now Lashley is wearing the belt. A pose off. Why a pose off? They should do, hey, this is the 20-year anniversary of the Rick Rude and Ultimate Warrior pose down. Maybe they can pose and then Leo Rush can take that little flexing bar and bash Apollo with it. And recreate the whole thing. And it was for the Intercontinental title. Or the title was involved because they would work Mania together. Very masculine. Is that what Renee said? Renee, you're great. See, Apollo, don't fall for this. Lashley fell for this shit last time. When Sami Zayn made him walk through a fucking obstacle course, then he got beat up. Well, you might have more rhythm than Bobby Lashley. What's going on, Anthony? You haven't missed much. Just a little scuffle to open up the show with Strowman, Lesnar, and Balor. And now Lashley and Apollo are having a pose-off in the ring. Okay. Oh yeah, squirt him with the oil. Exactly. Yeah, what's Vince saying? God damn. Look at that. His veins. Oh, good, Dustin. Glad to hear you. I saw the Canadian on the Super Chat. Thanks, man. Lucky you, right? Fucking pose downs, man. Remember, the only other thing I can remember like this, remember like Triple H and Steiner were doing all that? Like push-up contests and shit? And Triple H at the time was spending so much time in the damn tanning bed, he was darker than these two guys. See, I was about to say, Apollo, you're gonna wind up getting attacked. Like, this is real life, and Leo Rush is like, why don't we do a pose down? I'd be like, why? So I can stand up on that thing and let this asshole attack me? No thanks, I ain't that stupid. And Leo Rush is going for a little ride. God, I hope he didn't get any stains on his white sweatsuit. You alright, Leo? Alright, commercial. Well, any fan that finds Daniel Bryan boring and stale is impossible to please. You are an absolutely upset, angry, entitled fan to think that he's stale. He's like one of the best things in wrestling right now. What are you talking about? Like he can be boring and stale to you. no, totally fine. You have every right to think that. It's just you're never really going to be happy if you find something like that boring and stale. I don't really know what will entertain you. Like, if you can't see the beauty in a character like that and how good he's doing with that, there might be no hope for you. But you're allowed to hate it. There's no rule that says you have to like it. We're not coming. Are we coming back from commercial to a match, or was that the end of it? Yeah, Brian's great, man. I love his shit. He does so good at, you know, because he's a guy that was so over. A lot of people were questioning if WWE should have turned him heel. Like, oh, was that a good idea? He's so over. The fans love him. They don't want to boo him. But he does great. Like, think about how he was able to turn that around. And he can be such an angry little man, and he pulls it off so well. And he really knows, like, what to say. And he's doing a good job of attacking the fans in a non-cheap heat type of way. You notice how sometimes when somebody turns heel and they're trying to get him over as a heel, they generically insult the fans the same way every week, always shitting on the sports teams or something like that. Daniel Bryan's being creative with his shit, you know, attacking everybody for their over consumption and, you know, and they're just entitled smugness and all that crap, and the way we poison ourselves and we're greedy and all that shit. Like, it's kind of a different twist on, you know, attacking the fans, and it's something that not a lot of heels have been able to do, and he does it. Now, I don't think the feud with AJ is the best feud I've ever seen by any means, but the matches are good, promos are good, and most of the segments are decent. And the match, you know, is going to be all right. And I mentioned, I'm like, there's that swimming pool out in fucking right field somewhere or whatever at Chase Field, and I'm wondering if tomorrow night they're going to add some last-minute stipulation, like a Falls Count Anywhere match. And if one of those motherfuckers goes swimming in that pool on Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'd love to see it. Considering that they're brawling all over the concession area past couple of weeks on TV, seems likely that a last-minute stip might be thrown in there. WWE trying to change things up, you know. It's possible. I got a couple of super chats to answer. How Wheezy, what's going on? How are you? Don't I owe you a retweet? I just had Twitter pull up. I literally just saw you a minute ago. I think you had sent in your screenshot. Thanks for that. Good to see you, and thanks for the super chat. And Steven Scott, dude, thank you very much. Very generous of you. You are watching WrestleMania 8's opening match between Shawn and Tito. I'm curious why Sherry didn't interfere, especially at the end when Shawn had to hang on the rope to win. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I do remember that match. I'm just trying to remember specifically the finish. She did not interfere, probably because they wanted Shawn to beat a quality opponent with no help. They were trying to build him. He was recently turned heel. Barbershop was only a couple months before this. And Tito, by that point, had graduated to a jobber. Maybe Shawn didn't need to cheat to beat him. But Sherry, you know, she was so involved in every match. Maybe you're thinking in terms of her. It's weird that she would not get involved because she's so nuts. I can understand that. But as far as the decision to not have her interfere, maybe they just wanted Shawn to get the win on his own. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it would only be, what, 6 months after that? He'd be Intercontinental Champion, beating the Bulldog. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't, because, like, Lio Rush is kind of Enzo-ish. You know, he's just a little shit talker. He'd be a great Cruiserweight champion. He could probably do better than Enzo did in that role, because Enzo, you know, they put the belt on him to try to spice up the Cruiserweight division, because we hadn't seen too many characters develop. You know, we had a few, but not many. It was more just centered around wrestling, and maybe the fans needed more than that, so they made Enzo the champ to give fans something to hate and cheer against, which was smart. But Lio Rush is, like, so much more athletic than Enzo would ever be. And he's equally good at talking shit. And I think he'd do better. They should. Whenever this shit runs its course, they should put him over on 205 Live, have him win the belt, and just be out there in his Lio Rush persona talking smack. And then escaping like 5, 6, 7 pay-per-views with the belt, frustrating the fans even more. And talking shit during all of it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's in his future one day. Jesus, Apollo is stupid athletic. Dominique, you were at work, and you're super chatting in here. I appreciate it, man. Wish you could join us. And thank you for that. Check in from time to time. We'll try to keep you posted. So far, it looks like you're not missing too crazy of a Raw.
Both of these men have experience in Royal Rumble matches in the past.
It's definitely the season of gaining as much momentum as possible with the rope.
Leo Rush reminds you of Jimmy Hart. Don't give WWE any ideas. The minute they put a megaphone in that little bastard's hands, I might lose my mind. Jesus, standing moonsault. How heavy? How much does, not to sound like Art Donovan here, but how much does Apollo weigh? 260 or something? He's doing backflips? That's an interesting question, Screaming Mime, and I appreciate the super chat. That was a cool... Wow. Leo went flying off the screen after that spear. And Lashley's going to pick up the win here. If the spirit of Doink returned, do I think Randy Orton could be a good Doink? No. I don't think he wrestles Doink's style. And I think he'd be so obvious. Randy Orton's a tall dude. Doink... Everybody that played Doink, like Lombardi and Steve Kern and Matt Bourne, they were all like smaller dudes, probably 6 feet tall. Randy's taller, he's lankier, he's unrecognizable, or he's unmistakable. Like, if you saw Randy Orton in Doink costume, you'd know that was Randy Orton, just by his mannerisms. But I don't know why they want to make Randy Orton Doink. Actually, I think he would make a good Doink, he just wouldn't resemble the, like, previous Doinks. Maybe I should reword it that way. Randy Orton is a Doink. Alright, so Rollins is coming out here. Is he going to be attacked by Ambrose? Where the hell's Ambrose? Renee, where's Ambrose? Oh, you're listening and working, Dominique? Well, cool. That's cool. Glad you're here hanging out, and I appreciate the support. You're awesome. Apollo's 240. Okay, that sounds about right. He's shorter. He's so freaking beefy. I was thinking like 250. Oh, we got Rollins and McIntyre next. All we're getting is a stare down here. You guys aren't fighting or anything? If I was Seth, I would at least slap the shit out of Leo. Scary Doink, yeah, obviously. Especially if it was like heel sadistic Randy Orton as Doink. I mean, he'd be more fucked up and, you know, sadistic than the regular evil Doink. And instead of a bucket full of water, it'd be a bucket full of bleach. Throwing it in fans' faces and shit. Yeah, I agree. They should be taking more advantage of Apollo. I actually think Apollo came up to the main roster too quick. I think he could have simmered in NXT a little while longer and just, you know, gotten even more over. But he's just too ridiculously talented to ignore. But at least he was out there. Like, right after Bobby Lashley just won the title last week, it's not like Apollo's going to come out there and beat him tonight. You know, they're focused on making Lashley right now. At least Apollo was on the show. There's a lot of people that we haven't seen in weeks, months, even featured on the show. So if he's in a match with the Intercontinental Champion, it's something. As long as WWE doesn't forget about him, and one day they give him some sort of an opportunity. And I think more are coming. Like, I've said this since last year, ever since, because, you know, Roman Reigns got sick and kind of changed everything. But I said last year that once that title, once Brock drops it, things will get better. You know, because we don't even remember what it's like. It's been so long since the Universal title has been on Raw on a regular basis that as fans, I've already turned this down so I don't hear this stupid commercial. But as fans, we've literally forgotten what it's like to have that title there every week, defended every single pay-per-view. It's been years since we've had that. So that's about to happen again. And now it's like opportunities are going to be all over the place for everyone. So there's a chance for Apollo in the future. I'm not giving up on him, but WWE should just start writing some shit down for him, coming up with ideas. You know, let's give him some sort of push. Let's start giving him some wins, build him some momentum. I don't know. You don't have to slap a title belt on him. Fuck that. I don't care about a title belt. Just give him some wins. Let him go on a run or a streak of some kind, and then do a title shot. And then who knows? Maybe at whatever the pay-per-view after Mania's Backlash or whatever the fuck, he can win the IC title or something. Dominique, you hit me with another one, man. I appreciate that. I think Randy Orton will win another world title? Probably. Before he retires. And again, like, retirement is such a flimsy term. Cena and Randy Orton, provided they're healthy, I think we'll have matches into their 50s. They'll probably just be mostly retired or not on the show or gone for 6 months to a year at a time, coming in every now and then, working big Mania matches. So I think some point in the twilight of Randy's career, you know, as he gets closer and closer to the end, another title is probably coming his way. One's coming Cena's way too. And I have a feeling that Cena's run, he's gonna break Ric Flair's record, and he's gonna do that by winning the Universal title because he's never won that belt before. You'll add it to his resume, but I also think his run will be a quick one. I think they're gonna give it to him in order to break the record, but Cena's not like gonna hold the belt for 6 months or anything like that. Maybe just a couple of pay-per-views at the most. You know, when Hogan came back in 2002, he beat Triple H, the big nostalgia run, but the very next pay-per-view, he dropped the belt to Undertaker. So I'm hoping that, like, when Cena does do that, it'll be a situation like that, where he'll drop the belt relatively quickly after and just leave to go do another movie. Or some shit like that. Oh, the Bellas are on the Tonight Show? Wow. Lucky Fallon. Alright, Seth is going to speak. We must listen. I'm glad Seth's not a heel. I'm like, please do not cut a promo on Dr. King.
One thing that I saw, and one quote that I saw really stuck with me. Dr. King said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands during times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands during times of challenge and controversy."
Seth freaking Rollins.
That hit me a lot because my life's kind of been nothing but challenge and controversy as of late. A few months back.
Doing good, Sean. Good to see you here.
I had 2 titles in my hands. I had 2 brothers by
Are you Shawn Michaels in disguise?
And now I've got no titles and a broken family.
No, sorry, Max. I have to care about you to roast you.
In life, we can't focus on the things we don't have. We've got to focus on the things that we do have. And what I do have is the same thing I've always had. My first love, my last love, this.
Okay, this building.
All of this.
All these people in Oklahoma.
And as long as I've got this ring under my feet and this microphone in my hand and this fire in my eyes, I can stand here and tell you I'm going to go to Phoenix this Sunday and I'm going to win the Royal Rumble match.
I hope you do, dude. And during the Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins video package at WrestleMania, I hope they show that quote to start it.
And you know, even saying that sounds crazy. It sounds like a long shot. Hell, it is a long shot, but I got to be honest with you guys.
I mean, really, the only other name I'd
Damn, because my whole
tolerate other than Seth Rollins winning it is if it's just some random-ass surprise.
I'm not your stereotypical WWE superstar. Like,
Then Shawn Michaels or Kenny Omega showing up and winning it. Like, something like that? Okay, fine. That's interesting. But otherwise,
this Bobby Lashley, that's not me.
let's make it Seth, man.
I'm just
Let's put him in the ring with Brock.
Midwestern town.
The New York crowd certainly wouldn't shit on that match the way they did Rock and Cena. And they would the way they would if Brock was in there with somebody like Strowman again. Like, if it's Seth and Brock, the fans are going to care about that a lot.
Keep a roof over my head. I could be working in a factory. I could be working on a farm. I could be doing all that stuff. Could be driving a truck, man.
Well, that's probably the job of nearly half the people in that
Doing that
fucking arena, Seth.
is this. This. Right here. Call it
Your
heart,
shirt?
call it
Oh, your heart.
passion, call it love, call it determination, call it whatever you want to call it, but it is not inside my chest.
When does AEW start? Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. First show.
In every fiber of my being.
It's Chris Jericho against
It's a long
against
shot,
The Rock.
guys.
Jim Ross is calling the match.
On Sunday, they're gonna lay it all on the line to go headline at the grandest stage of them all. They are. But when the dust settles, I promise you, there will be one man left standing. There will be one man going to headline WrestleMania, and that man.
I could live with McIntyre. Seth's still my choice, but McIntyre wouldn't disappoint me necessarily. I think I just prefer Seth. Plus McIntyre, which here he comes. You know, if it is McIntyre, and let's say Brock retains. Let's just say that he retains. Then you got heel and heel. I don't know. I think the fans... I mean, they'll treat McIntyre as the babyface, I'm sure. They will be cheering hard for him. But they'll cheer just as hard for Seth. I mean, before the John Cena injury, I thought maybe McIntyre and Cena are penciled in for Mania, maybe. But McIntyre, I feel like he's got world title potential too. How can he not, you know?
And I will not stand idly by when you lie to yourself and lie to these people. There is a 0% chance that you're going to win the Royal Rumble match.
Aleister Black in the Rumble. I'd love to see him in the Rumble.
I'm going to tell you why. It's your style. You're flying around, you come off the top.
Give me an Aleister Black and Brock Lesnar match. Oh my. Thank you, Gabriel, for that super chat, dude. You're awesome. Seth been working his ass off. As far as we know. Yes, he has.
All that passion and you harnessed it. And you put it in the body of a 6'5", 265-pound Terminator. You would get Drew freaking McIntyre.
I mean, it would be fun. Like, the crowd, like, you don't have to... Like, I don't think WWE would want heel versus heel, but you know how hard that crowd would be cheering for McIntyre in that situation.
So I really...
He beats Brock. Oh, my God.
And I pray that we're in the ring together at the very end of the Royal Rumble. Because I want to look you
Final four prediction of the Rumble match. I don't know. I'd say these two for sure.
over the top rope.
I haven't even looked at that full field.
Listen to the ring announcers
I mean, I'm sure it's pretty much everybody. You got Ambrose in there too, right?
of the 2019 Royal Rumble and the man that's going to go to WrestleMania and win the Universal Championship, Drew McIntyre.
We're going to get another commercial, so we got two promos first. Oh, my God. All right, I will be right back. Be right back. Gonna get a new cold one.
This week, carry out large two-topping pizzas for just $5.99 each, only at Domino's.
Guess that I want more space, 'cause every day starts like a race. Guess that love that's out, there's no shoes gonna take a while. Today, life's got you running, tomorrow, big things are coming. That's why nationwide is on your side.
Will's intelligence is off the charts. He's been having a very difficult time making friends.
What's wrong with me?
There's a battle being waged inside your son. Oh my God. I don't feel safe with him in the house. Miles is dangerous.
Always love me. No matter what I do.
The Prodigy, rated R, in theaters February 8th.
All right. I'm back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to go do a little bit of maintenance, close down a couple of my windows. It's getting a little chilly in here. Grabbed a bottle of water too. I'm drinking really slow tonight because I I was with my friends yesterday watching the both of the football games, and that was like I think I drank from like noon to midnight, so it was a long day. And no, I'm not happy that the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, but they are, as usual. It's almost comical at this point. I'm like, Jesus, they are going to be a threat forever. You know, until Belichick retires and Brady retires too. They're going to be there every year. It's crazy. I mean, Brady is like the fucking LeBron of NFL. Like, he's always there. You can always count on him. I did not think they were going to go into that environment, even though they have all the experience and all of that. I just thought Chiefs are like so high scoring that there's just no way, and they played their own game, fucking won. Good on them. And plus, it was crazy. Both road teams won, and they both went to overtime. Like, that's crazy. Saints got dicked over. And I think a Breeze and Brady match would have been really good for the NFL. That's your Rock and John Cena. That's your big match, you know. So it's a shame that didn't happen. I was rooting for the Saints. I see Drew Brees a lot around town. I work in the same area that he lives in, and he's always around. Super nice guy, just so nice. He just deserves to win, you know. But it didn't work out, so we got Rams and Patriots, which I do think is an interesting match because I have fond memories of that 2001 Super Bowl. I remember when it was Rams, and that was when it was like Kurt Warner and the greatest show on turf or whatever against the up-and-coming Patriots, and Bledsoe was out, and Tom Brady took his place, and he randomly leads them to the Super Bowl. We had a big work party that night. We closed down the whole restaurant, got a bunch of big screen projectors, and played the game. We rented pool tables and foosball tables and had a huge party in there. And it was right after 9/11. I even remember the halftime show was U2, and they scrolled all of the names of the victims of the 9/11 attacks, which was, you know, a really nice touch and everything. So I thought that was a cool Super Bowl and a fun Super Bowl and kind of an upset. And the Patriots came out of nowhere, you know, and now here we are 18 years later, and it's the same fucking two teams, same damn quarterback. Now going after his, what, fifth ring or sixth ring or something like that? Unbelievable. But I'm almost picking the Patriots now. I mean, if they can go into Arrowhead and beat a high-scoring team like the Chiefs on the road, they can beat LA in a neutral stadium for sure. The only thing LA's got going for them is the Super Bowls in Atlanta. And after what the Patriots did to the Falcons, maybe the crowd will be a little bit more anti-Patriot, but still, in my mind, they're the favorites. I mean, Brady's got enough rings now that if you attach them all and tape them together, it's long enough to be a dildo for his wife. For sure. Easily. Ooh. Alright, guys, please don't just kill each other in this match. I mean, ultimately, this is a meaningless match. Just don't brutalize each other. Nobody get hurt, please. Like, if I was Tom Brady, it's just like, even though they're there all the time, how many more chances is he going to get, you know? Like, if I'm Tom Brady, if I'm in his shoes, and I go to the Super Bowl this year and I win, I hang him up. Done. You know, Peyton did that. You know, instead of, you know, Tom Brady risking making it to the Super Bowl the next year is not really that big of a risk. They could probably just easily be there again, but you never know. You know, I would just want to go out on top. If I'm 41 years old or whatever the fuck Tom Brady is, and I'm winning the Super Bowl, peace. You know, I'm out of here. I got more than a handful of rings. What more do you need, you know? And plus, it would be cool if the two Rams victories kind of bookend his career. You know, won his first Super Bowl with the Rams as an out-of-nowhere backup quarterback, winning his last one as the greatest of all time, I think makes for a good, perfectly fit-together story. You know what I mean? So, if I'm Brady and I'm thinking about my legacy, that's what I do. But that's also just me wanting that motherfucker out of the league. So, I'm a little bit biased. And plus, I'm usually pretty cynical, like in my head. I always think the worst. Another thing I'd be thinking if I was Tom Brady, I'm like, okay, let's say I win the Super Bowl. I have a chance to retire. I don't do it. I announce that I'm coming back the next year. And in the third game of the season, I blow my knee out to a Joe Theismann level and ends my football career. in the third game of the next season. You know, I'm like, damn, that's the way you're going to end your career instead of holding up the trophy and, you know, riding off into the sunset as a champion. You know, you're going to blow your shit out and be carted off the field as your last game. I wouldn't want that for my legacy, and I wouldn't want to risk it. So I'd just be done. Giselle or Nikki Bella, both. I would only accept both. And they can just argue over who gets me first. May the best woman win. I don't know, Mahomes looks like he could be the future of the league, but a lot of times when you have a hot kind of, what's the word, not unconventional type of quarterback, kind of like Michael Vick, who just ran all over the place, threw a shitload of touchdowns. Eventually teams figure it out. You know, kind of like Russell Wilson is still very great, but for a couple years there, he was like nuts. You know, because teams weren't used to dealing with somebody that crazy mobile and shit. So I think teams will get better defending Mahomes. I'm rooting for him, though. Young kid. I think he looks like Steph Curry. Doesn't he look like Steph Curry? Ooh, good. Good kick by McIntyre. Get out of here. Got him. Oh my God. Another commercial. That's a hell of a bump on the floor. Jesus.
Well, thank you, Dad. Well, you're welcome, family. What would we do without you? I shudder to wonder. At Pizza Hut, we're a $5 lineup of your favorites for just a Lincoln each.
That's just so funny. What's wrong, Billy?
My doctor says I have Skittles pox.
Screaming mime, is it possible for the greatest of all times to not be the quarterback? Like in general? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by the question. You gotta get down, buddy. The cat is really insisting on coming over here, but I don't want him. I miss those days of Jim Ross doing the promo spots. Fruity, 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 Skittles. He would get so into it. I've not listened to 83 Weeks in a while. I'm actually behind on all of that. I kind of just took a break from wrestling podcasts for a little while. I haven't listened to Something to Wrestle in probably a month. So I'm probably good 4 to 6 episodes behind on both podcasts right now. I just decided to jam out the music in my car for a while, and I haven't listened to much, but I'll pick it back up. I'll catch up. I can catch up so quickly, you know, because I'm in the car commuting to and from work, you know, about 40 minutes a day, so I can knock out an episode pretty quickly. Yes, for the police. I am. I think I am going to do a watch along because I took Saturday night off. So I'm going to work during the day and I'll be home to watch TakeOver. So I got to figure out what exactly I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'm going to stream it, live react to it, because I also want to do that for the Royal Rumble. It'll be fun. This week, probably Wednesday or Thursday at the latest, my next Royal Rumble review is coming out. It's a retro review. I'm not going to squeeze in a watch-along. I really wanted to. I don't think I'm going to have time. So I'm going to do the Royal Rumble retro review, Wednesday or Thursday. My predictions video, I think I'm going to come up and live stream my predictions just randomly. Just sit here in front of the camera, talk for 15 minutes, run through the Royal Rumble card, run through TakeOver, you know, just spit out a few predictions because I'm not going to be able to get a podcast version of my predictions up until like Friday or Saturday anyway. So it'll be like automatically obsolete within 24 hours. And I'd rather not waste the time of editing a podcast. So I figured I'll just, this time, just for something different, I'll come up here and just give like a live predictions, and I'll leave the video up. And I'll just do it that way, because I don't think I'm going to come up for a regular podcast episode this week. No time. We'll get the Retro Rumble review. You'll get a live predictions video from me. I'll react to NXT TakeOver, and I'll react to Royal Rumble. And that right there is 4 videos. So, I think I'm just going to skip the episode this week. No real reason to, because we're going to have a shit ton to talk about next week after the Royal Rumble, after Raw and SmackDown, and it'll be a big podcast. So this week will be a little different. A little different. And we'll have plenty of time to chat about stuff, too, on Saturday and Sunday when we're watching TakeOver and Rumble. So anything that's going on around in the world of news, we can discuss. All right, we got Rollins and McIntyre still going on here. These guys could pass for brothers. 96 Rumble might be fun. Yeah, I really wanted to do one more watch along. I can't see how I can squeeze it in. My week is too full. Maybe I'll get lucky, you know. I mean, technically I could do that tonight, but I got other plans tonight to work on another video. But I just don't think I have time. Because I don't want to do one after the Rumble, so if I did another one, I'd want to do it between now and Sunday. And I've already got 4 videos coming to the channel this week as it is, and that would be just almost too much. But I'll do some watch-alongs during WrestleMania season for sure.
Momentary hesitation. Seth Rollins tried to regain his bearings.
27, the big 2-7 for Catherine. You were getting fucking old. Oh my god. I feel like 27 is a child still. You're good. You're like 3 years away from 30. You're so young. Yeah, I'll actually do that. Taker will return. I'll do some Elimination Chamber match watch-alongs. I'm not a fan of the Elimination Chamber. I think that thing's is idiotic. It's just so huge and ridiculous. But I'll definitely do a watch-along for that. That might be fun. Certainly. And that'll be a lot quicker. It'll be a lot less time than the Rumble. I can knock a couple of those out. I might do a WrestleMania or something too, like do a long one, like react to the entire pay-per-view sometime during WrestleMania time, because I also have a couple of WrestleMania special episodes planned for WrestleMania season. I'm going to be up here live streaming throughout the entire WrestleMania weekend. It's going to be fun. Ew. It is a spaceship. The Elimination Chamber is E.T.'s spaceship. It's crazy. I'm just waiting for that thing to blast off the fucking ground and fly to the moon. It's ridiculous. Like the Elimination Chamber, just the monstrosity of that structure alone is just a perfect illustration of something that has WWE written all over it, you know? Like, literally, I think there's logos all over the fucking thing, too. Like, it's such a WWE thing to construct. The Elimination Chamber. It looks like a sex dungeon. It's waiting for people in masks and ball gags to be hanging from the fucking ceiling in that thing. Insanity. Oh my god, headbutts. King of the Ring 98 watch along. I don't know, was that even... I probably won't do that one. I already did a review on that. This year. I think I did the one this summer. Or last summer. To commemorate Foley's 20 years Peter Pan and Off the Cell. So check my channel for that one. Yeah, I've seen the Tower of Doom. I still think Elimination Chamber's crazier. And I saw the Kendall from Hell match live. I was there. And that wasn't even as crazy. I mean, all that was a cage. It's just like the double-decker taco at Taco Bell. You put a hard, crunchy taco inside of a soft taco. So that's all that was. It was just the cage inside the cell. Double-decker taco. Fucking layer of beans in the middle. That's all you need. But that chamber is insane. It's a sex chamber spaceship. That's what it is. That's what it should be called. WWE Sex Chamber Spaceship is brought to you by KY Jelly. By the way, we have a pretty awesome match going on here that I'm completely ignoring talking about KY Jelly. I think McIntyre and Rollins deserve a little more respect than that. He's gonna beat him with a roll-up. You lost, Drew. Gabriel, I am glad that I have traumatized your brain, and thank you for the super chat. Yeah, just think, when you look at that, can't you see, like, freaky people getting it on in there? I can. I think about that all the time. That's where my mind is at. You know the gimp from Pulp Fiction, the guy they keep in the box? I envision, like, 4 of those guys, like, circling the ring like sharks. All sorts of weird shit going on in there. I'd be like, forget it. I don't want the title shot. I'll keep my ass out of this match. I still don't understand the hire me Vince signs in the crowd. Like, Vince is going to see that and be like, oh yeah, I better hire him. Check out the Revival and Vince. Don't the Revival want out? Ask for your release. How funny would that be? Is Vince going to make a stipulation like if you lose, you're out of WWE? A Vince and Kurt Hawkins segment. Vince hanging out with 3 people he gives 2 fucks about. Now they're gonna suck his dick. Alright, so... I mean, I wonder if just like a segment like that is WWE's way of saying, we know the fans know that these guys want the release, let's put them in a segment with Vince. Just WWE's way of letting us know or something, I don't know. I mean, I would have never thought Vince would be in a segment with Kurt Hawkins and the Revival. That seems so random. I think, Mike, I know one of the dogs took a shit. I can't remember if they were humping each other. I had pretty good view of the dogs where I was at. I was like right in the middle. I had really good seats. But it was hard. I heard them barking most of the time, but I couldn't see, like they were below the guardrail. Plus you're looking through 2 cages. But I don't remember them fucking. Temptation Island looks like the dumbest fucking show. I would never watch this. You know, I've been doing this all this time for an hour and a half. I haven't even mentioned to subscribe to my channel. I'm here every week. We've only had a couple dozen subscribers come in tonight. Let's try to get to 25,000. We're so damn close. That was actually probably an attainable goal before tonight. We could probably get damn close to that if we take in over 100 subs. So make sure you subscribe and mash that like button. We're doing pretty good on the likes tonight. Not quite at 100, but an audience of about 250 or so. Not horrible. So thanks for hanging out again this week. I don't think we know. I don't think there's any information on AEW. Do they even have a website yet? Like, Mike, that's my advice. Just check the internet. We know Double or Nothing is coming up in Vegas on in May, so that's going to be their first show, you know. Because during the rally, they announced that their second show was going to be in Jacksonville. So that means Double or Nothing must be the first show. That must be when it all kicks off. So after that, you know, whatever kind of TV or internet deal or streaming deal they get, I think that all is still yet to be announced, I think. But I'm sure they got a website and a Twitter. I know I follow them on Twitter, but I haven't read any news. Yeah, they should put all the animals in the Hall of Fame. They should put in Pepper. They should put in Matilda, Frankie, Damien. What other animals are we missing? Catherine, of course you would like Temptation Island. Some of those girls were hot, but still, I don't know if that'd be enough for me to watch it. And those shows, it's so stupid whenever, like, cast members have, like, conflicts with each other. It's always for, like, the dumbest fucking reason. You're like, is this really the way people act? Oh my god, I heard that he was talking about me. Oh my god, to Jenny. Like, oh my god. Yeah, Coco's Parrot is Frankie. I mentioned Frankie. I'm just trying to think of who else I'm missing. Frankie, Damien, Matilda, Pepper, somebody else. Steamboat sometimes had a lizard, but not all the time. The lizard was rare. The lizard is not Hall of Fame worthy. Damien is, though. Damien met a gnarly end. Fuck. Earthquake squashing him. My god. Are you in the basement or something? Where are you at, Dean? Yeah, Jake's Cobra, I don't know. He didn't have as long of a run as Damien did. No, the Cobra wasn't Lucifer. The Damien replacement was Lucifer. And that was when Jake was still babyface. But right after Damien was killed, Jake went heel. And switched Lucifer out for a Cobra, I think. I don't know if the Cobra ever had a name. What is Dean saying here? That he's going to win the Rumble? Is that what he's saying? Okay, fine. You're going to win the Rumble. Whatever. Oh, Pinata Party. I really hate them. Actually, I take that back. I really hate the presentation of them. Wrestlers are fine. They didn't do nothing wrong. Mr. Sacco for our Hall of Fame. I think Mr. Sacco should induct Kane's throat thingy into the Hall of Fame. That would be hilarious. Yeah, who's on the other side here? Oh, it's Jinder and the Singh brothers. Jinder is going to be in the Rumble as well. I know there's plenty of animals that made like one appearances, but one appearance isn't enough to get you in the Hall of Fame. Mankind's rat can't go in the Hall of Fame, which apparently it's Jim Cornette's rat, which is weird. But the Undertaker's vulture and Sting's vulture, like, they weren't around that much. Or Sting's crow was around a little bit. But Undertaker brought out the vulture, like, once, maybe.
Cruiserweight Championship to a mile high. A great double team by Dorado and Kalisto. Cover by Kalisto with the leg and a kick out. Kalisto taking it to Sunil Singh. Kalisto, a former United States champion.
It's just the thing that bothers me about that is, like, why can't they just be 3 lucha wrestlers? Why do they have to have pinatas with them, you know? It's so stupid. Just like Vince and Kevin Dunn and these fucking white fucks in there. Like, 3 Mexican guys, give them pinatas. Like, what the fuck? You got an Italian wrestler, you're gonna have him come out there with the pizza pies and shit. Like, it's just, what the fuck? Just don't get the pinatas. It's so dumb. Hey, what's up, Gold Standard? Yeah, so-so episode is right. Pretty good way to describe it. It was kind of cool to see Brock and Finn Balor mix it up a bit in that opening segment, which was nice. But aside from that, like, what have we really seen?
You look at me like you doubt what I'm saying, Michael Cole. Sunil Singh in control of Kalisto, trying to make it back to his feet for some sort of separation here. And Kalisto almost makes a tag. I did a little research today on Kalisto. He was actually born without the top of his skull. Really? Mask is, that's right. It's fused to his head.
Corey Graves with a Joe Dirt reference. Said Kalisto was born without the top of his head and his mask fused in with his brain like Joe Dirt's wig did. I saw that movie too, Corey Graves. And he got him. Who'd he pin? Oh, he pinned a Sing Boy. Is Jinder going to beat the shit out of his friends again? And then they're just going to stick with him? I haven't even paid attention to the announcer. Is that not JoJo? Is there a guy out there? Where is JoJo? Maybe she got the night off. Maybe she had tickets to Blue Man Group or something. Yeah, Danny, glad to be here to help. Yeah, without me doing these, this is too much EC3 body in my face. Must we do that? Yeah, if it weren't for this live stream, dude, I don't know if I'd be wanting to watch this shit either. I'd definitely be watching the replay and fast forwarding through a lot. Sometimes when I'm really pressed for time, I'll just catch SmackDown on YouTube. I'll just catch the highlights and be done with it. Knock it out in 20 minutes. You know, EC3, you should really get in the tanning bed more. You're looking a little pale.
Wow. You look great. Do you pull your water out before you compete or carb load possibly? And do you weigh your...
No, there's Elias. Elias, please part EC3's hair with that guitar, as Heenan would say. So what have we had now? 3 EC3 appearances, and they've all been shit like that, right? Just a quick little spot back. So I think last week on SmackDown he was in front of the mirror, and then Samoa Joe showed up, right? He was on Raw last week, which apparently I missed during the live stream. We were talking, he was like, EC3, and I'm like, where? Never saw him. And now this. You go to bed 1 to 2 hours into Raw, wow. It's only 6:30 p.m. and I'll probably be up till 3 or 4 in the morning tonight. I have many hours ahead of me. No, he definitely spray tans. He does something. He's orange all over, but at least his hands are regular size. So he's got that going for him. And I don't know where Bray Wyatt has been. He worked a house show. Worked a couple of house shows, didn't he? He's back like he can work. They're just holding him off TV. Royal Rumble would be an excellent place for Bray Wyatt to show up. Well, I don't know where you get this information, Luna. That none of that is at all set in stone. Sammy's not even ready to return, so he's not coming back. But why would... Like, how do we know that WWE is holding off Bray Wyatt? Like, why are you so sure? I don't believe you. Bray Wyatt I can see showing up. He's already shown up at live events. What's the difference if he shows up at the Rumble? But... And if they're holding him off, it better be for a reason. Instead of just holding him off, you know. But I would like to see him come back. I'm ready for him. I'm ready for a Bray Wyatt promo. I'm ready for a rambling-ass mess of words again. I kind of, like, miss the character. And I'm telling you, like, we all saw it, like, WWE putting R-Truth in that number 30 spot, to me, just screams that somebody's going to fuck with that spot. Because what better guy for it to happen to than R-Truth? He's so out of his mind, they can easily, like, write some sort of situation where he just gets tricked into not being, or he comes out in the Women's Rumble instead by accident, or does something crazy, or just gets flat out attacked that allows somebody to take his 30th spot. I think they're just setting up for that, making him the 30th entrant, and it could be anybody. It could be a Bray Wyatt. It could be somebody else that loses earlier on in the night. It could be an AJ Styles or a Finn Balor or somebody huge like an Omega or an Undertaker or a Rock. I'd like to see something like that. But if they're holding him off till after Royal Rumble, fine. But what for? No, Crash, I'm not going to get another watch-along done. I just talked about that earlier. I got 4 videos planned this week, and I was looking at my schedule between that and work. I just wouldn't have time to do it. I could technically do it tonight, but I'm working on another project tonight, and I got to get that done. So... looks like a watch-along will not happen before the Royal Rumble, but I'm going to do some Elimination Chamber ones instead. So, beginning of February, I will do that. Bray Wyatt is the born-again Christian. That would be funny. Come out there, like, wearing all white. Who's going to interrupt him? Not EC3, I hope.
Brothers and sisters, 2019 is going to be an incredible year. But even after I win the Royal Rumble, it is not going to be an easy road, no. There are going to be many rivers to cross, many mountains to climb. But no matter how far we travel, no matter how far we go, there will be a universal truth that brings us back home. A truth that everyone here knows. And that is that WWE stands for.
Elias is in the Rumble, right? I still haven't looked at the participants. I should look that up.
Tonight I have written a song.
Oh yeah, Corbin's got to come out, right?
I've got to say this
I forgot about him.
is the finest one yet.
He's easy to forget.
Here we go. Elias, please stop.
God, Baron Corbin, you look so terrible. I hate you. fucking hate you, Baron Corbin.
All of you can shut up too.
I'm not gonna shut up. Why don't you make me, asshole? Where's my cheese sticks? All right, field. I'm gonna talk over you, Baron Corbin, because you're a sucky pile of cat shit. Stars for the Royal Rumble: John Cena, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, Kofi, Big E, Xavier, Apollo, Baron Corbin, Elias, Jinder, Jeff, Bobby Lashley, Andrade, Mysterio, Mustafa Ali, and R-Truth. 12, 16. It's only about 22 guys. We need like 8 more. Plenty of opportunities for surprises. And judging that field, yeah, top of your list is going to have to be a Seth, a Drew.
Vince was right when he said there's a bunch of hillbillies in Oklahoma.
Honorable mention to Joe and Lashley, but I don't think they'll win.
I'm gonna stand back there and let you play a song. You're crazy. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna put you in your place. Okay.
Oh, you're going to put him in his place? What place is that? Your mom's house?
What world you're living in, but you're not the general manager anymore. You
He looks like Rich Eisen. Yeah, he kind of does.
So guess what?
Except less handsome.
Elias is gonna sing his song right now.
Yes, Elias, please sing and put us out of this promo misery that we are in.
You're not gonna play a song. Get it through your big soul. Hey, you know what? Hey, Lance, cut his mic. Cut his mic.
Cut his mic. Who the fuck is Lance? Is that what he said, Lance?
Hey, I like the sound of that. I tell you what, I was gonna sing his whole song about, the Royal Rumble and all 29 people, but Baron, you're out here. I've got all these thoughts coming to mind. You got a front row seat to an Elias concert. Here we go. Baron,
What do I think of Elias winning the Rumble? I don't see it. Wouldn't hate it, just don't see it.
Baron against Elias. Do we really need to see that again?
Yeah, thank you, Elias.
Well, at the Royal Rumble, you don't stand a chance. I see it so clear. What you need to do is shut your mouth.
Yeah, shut your mouth
That way you can hear that
and get back to work.
nobody cares about you. The people are growing tired. And why do you still wear that stupid vest? Don't you remember that you got fired?
Yeah. And while you're at it, put in an order of wings for me. Spicy. Oh my God. I wish you would have caught him with that. Elias versus Corbin live next. Wow. All right. So we're getting this match for how many weeks have we gotten this one now? Feels like a lot. I'm looking forward to the Ronda and Sasha match. I think it's going to be a fun match. Like, Sasha will really be able to get in there and just kind of let loose. Ronda's awesome. It'll be fun. And there's no outcome that they're going to do that would piss me off, so there should be no reason for anybody to bitch. And Ronda and Sasha, we should just enjoy what should be a pretty good match. And stop bitching. Strowman costing Brock the title is an option. My heart is still telling me no about Finn Balor, but some people are more and more convinced that he's going to win. I'd love it if he did. The last pay-per-view, I think I got every match right, except for one. It might be reversed at Royal Rumble. I don't know what the hell I'm going to pick for the Rumble. I'm pretty sure I'm picking Daniel Bryan and Brock to retain. You know, because a lot of times whenever you have a title match or a title change at the Royal Rumble, which is rare, we've only had a few of them. Rock beats CM Punk, and I know there's been another one, a couple others or whatever, but usually that's done to set up whatever you're going to do at WrestleMania. And to me, they already have their table set for WrestleMania. I think Daniel Bryan and Brock should be your champs going into that thing, so there's really no reason to, this commercial, to change anything up right now, but maybe if they want Finn Balor to go into the main event or whatever and face Seth or something, that's what they're doing, but Brock is still going to work Mania, so Is there time to get the belt off Brock and set him up for another opponent at WrestleMania that's not for the title? Maybe that's why WWE kind of did away with that whole former champions automatically get a title rematch stip. That way if Brock loses, he doesn't have to get a rematch at Mania. I don't know. So maybe that's possible. My heart of hearts, I'm still thinking he's going into Mania as champ. Yeah, who faces Daniel Bryan at Mania? That's a really good question, because I'm wondering that too. Assuming he wraps up business with AJ Styles, and assuming their issue is over, he's going to have to defend the title. What do we know about the Elimination Chamber so far? Part of me thinks they could use the Chamber to determine the #1 contender for whatever belt needs a contender at WrestleMania. You know, if a SmackDown guy wins the Rumble, then Raw can have the Chamber for the opportunity to face Brock or whatever, or the title can be defended in the Chamber. And I don't think Brock is defending it in the Chamber, but Finn Balor might, so it could be a Chamber match, or Daniel Bryan could defend against the Chamber, so, or defend it in the Chamber. So I think Daniel Bryan's got a couple of pay-per-views to survive, so maybe him and AJ go one more. But if a Raw guy if like Seth wins the Rumble, that means the SmackDown contender is going to have to be determined somewhere between now and WrestleMania. That could be at Elimination Chamber, could be at Fastlane, could be somewhere, and whoever that person is, part of me thinks Joe is an option. Part of me thinks Andrade is an option, but again, much like McIntyre and Brock, you'd be setting up heel versus heel. Not sure if you want to do that. I thought it was going to be The Miz, but it looks like The Miz is going to be busy with Shane McMahon and nowhere around Daniel Bryan right now. So that's probably out. The only other option is for a Raw guy to win the title and jump. But I don't know if I'd want to see that either. I want to see Seth and Brock. Maybe technically Seth could win and jump to SmackDown. And plus, here's another thing I'm curious about. And I know it's happened, but my memory just sucks. You guys have to help me. When was the last time we went into WrestleMania with 2 heel world champions? 21? Triple H, JBL? It's got to be another one. Elias with a back bump on the post. Yeah, the women's a whole nother thing to take in consideration, you know, because what happens with the women? Becky's got the title shot against Asuka. Where does that go? You know, what does Charlotte do? Charlotte's going to be in the mix too.
Trying to get his life and his career back on track after being unceremoniously removed.
Oh, 24. What was 24? That was what, like Edge and Orton maybe or something, right? Yeah, Edge and Orton. Yeah, so it's happened before, but it's, you know, not common. So, you know, that adds to the possibility of one of those guys dropping their belts, like, you know, Brock, but, you know, I'm trying to use the same type of logic and mindset that the fans would use, you know, for someone like Asuka. Remember, everybody had their panties all in a bunch. I can't believe she lost at WrestleMania. And I'm like, why not? That's the perfect stage. Can you get any bigger of a stage to lose your streak than biggest show of the year against the best woman wrestler on the roster? Seems like a pretty good stage to me. You know, so I try to think that way with the Brock stuff, you know. Like, I just think dropping it at Mania is more fun. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying like that's how I'm trying to look at it. Gargano winning the Rumble and takes on Bryan. I'd be fine with Gargano and Bryan at WrestleMania. I absolutely would, but I don't think Gargano should win the Rumble. I think it should be a Raw guy, and then Gargano just gets a title shot somehow. How funny would that be? Maybe a #1 contender open challenge on Raw or some shit, or on SmackDown. And then he just shows up, randomly wins, sets up Gargano and Daniel Bryan. Oh my god, that would be fun as shit, would it not? Fucking Corbin won. Ooh, a throat shot. A resourceful right hand. End of dazed Elias. Cue the Twitter people saying, man, they're burying Elias. Stupid. Ooh, moment of bliss. Somebody gonna walk on her naked again? Royal Rumble edition. What does that mean? No guests? They're just gonna talk about the Royal Rumble? Okay. Nigel McGuinness for the Rumble? I don't know. Is that something they would do? I haven't seen the documentary on him. A lot of people have been recommending it to me. Told me to take a look. So I will. Alright, got a handful of subs in here tonight. Click that subscribe button. Click that bell. Like this video. Oh, okay, Nordike. And be sure to tell Alexa Bliss that too if you ever meet her. See how well that goes over. I've never seen more unfounded outrage in my life after that win. Now, I was plenty pissed with what they did with Asuka after the fact. I thought that was easily recoverable and wouldn't have affected her at all, provided they not booked her like an idiot after WrestleMania, but they kind of fucked them both up after that, and they just ruined all of it, which now makes WrestleMania look even worse. Everybody traces everything back, that was the end of Asuka. No, it was all the shit they did after that. That was the end of Asuka. I'd much rather have Charlotte and Asuka streak than Carmella, because that's what happened a couple months later, right? Didn't Carmella beat Asuka in a pay-per-view match or something? Could you imagine Carmella being the one to end that streak? So just be happy it ended when it ended. And there'd be no reason. Going all the way into this year's WrestleMania would be too long. That's what all the fans wanted. They wanted Asuka not only to win last year, but to remain undefeated up until this very moment and go into WrestleMania this year with another goddamn year of undefeatedness. Is that necessary? Nobody thinks that's even the slightest bit overkill at all. I'm the only one. I just thought that was ludicrous and would have been too long. Way too long. I would have been fine extending it a little bit, but a whole nother year? Fuck that. And plus, a lot of people's reasoning is like, oh, then you can do Rousey and Asuka. Fine. But you guys don't want to see that. You guys are all up the ass of Becky Lynch. The match we want to see is Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey, not Asuka and Ronda Rousey. So if they built Asuka for this whole year for this match with Ronda, where would that leave poor Becky? At least now everybody's in the mix. At least everybody now is involved. You got 4 top dog women in that company right now. Alphas. Asuka, Charlotte, Becky, Ronda. That's fun. That's a core group of 4 main eventers you have. You know, and Becky was born out of a lot of that. So if that idea that everybody wanted with Asuka to happen happened, Becky might have been left out in the dust, you know? Because Asuka would have won the belt at WrestleMania last year, and the fans wanted her to stay undefeated for a whole year. Where would that have left Becky during all this? Becky would not even have gotten over. You know, she never would have had that moment. She would have never had those great matches with Charlotte for the title where she was the man. And even if she did become the man, she wouldn't be challenging Asuka because they'd be setting up Asuka and Ronda like everybody thought was the right thing to do. So I think I'm happy with the way things worked out, especially now that the belt is around Asuka's waist finally after all that time, and she's got a chance to bounce back, especially if she goes into WrestleMania and successfully defends the title. She's right back to being Asuka again. No harm done. Ain't the end of the world. Better chill out. It's not called fucking call our psychiatrist over this, you know. Total Bellas. Catherine, I'm not watching that show ever. All right, just settle down, Corey Graves. So what are you going to talk about, Alexa? I do not hate what you're wearing. I thought you were saying Alexa Bliss is a 7. I'm like, she's a 17. Razor, you disagree, but it's okay. Well, thank God it's okay. That's good. We wouldn't want it to not be okay.
30 women will be competing in the Royal Rumble match, and the winner will go on to face either the Raw Women's Champion or SmackDown Women's Champion in a main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we know that. We're not stupid, Alexa.
And now, a moment of bliss.
Oh, yeah, is Heavy Machinery going to come out again?
Some of your 2019 Women's Royal Rumble participants.
Oh, we're going to get a whole video package about this? All right, we got a big graphic up there. Lana, Sonya, Tamina, Mandy, Dana, Sarah, Ember, Ruby, Peyton, Billy, Carmella, Liv, Charlotte, Bayley, Nikki Cross, Zelina Vega, Naomi, Nia, Mickey, Natalia, Alicia. And that's it. That's 4, 8, 12, 16, 21. So they got 21 men announced too, I think. Or roughly the same amount. Alexa, what about you? Alexa, I did this so much faster than you. You need to talk faster. I don't even have a sparkly mic, but I'd like one.
Best of friends and worst of enemies, and some people consider her to be the odds-on favorite to win this Sunday. The irresistible force, Nia Jax.
Oh, Nia Jax is our guest. She's not like most guests. I don't think she's going to break the chair. Do you see the size of those chairs? Those things are enormous. Like, you could never put bar stools like that in a bar. They take up so much space. You'd lose money.
Let's just cut to the chase here, all right? If you win this Sunday, you have your choice of champions to face at WrestleMania. So, I want to know, who would you pick?
Who would you pick? Both of those women could kick my ass, and they both did. Oh, good. You got one sentence out, and Ember came to save us. Good to see you, Ember. Appreciate that. She's right behind you, you dummy.
I'm sorry, but, did I invite you on my talk show?
No, I came out here. You don't have to invite me.
I am tired of sitting in that locker room waiting for an invitation that was never going to come. So I'm taking this moment to make my claim. This Sunday, I am going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Now here comes your winner of the Rumble right here. Fucking Trixie McGoofnuts over here coming out. I kind of want you to win. Why are we not making an R-Truth and Alicia Fox duo here? Can we get them on the same brand, please? Just call them BSN, batshit nuts. Well, I guess we're gonna get all the Raw girls out here one at a time. Because their music has to be played for each one of them. They can't just walk out there. Can't be stupid and just walk out there. Because that would be silly.
I've stolen the show at WrestleMania before. And I am gonna do it again.
Okay, now who's coming out? Oh, good. More ladies and no music. Thank God. Here comes a Riot Squad and somebody else. Dana's out there for some reason. Tamina, fully clothed as usual. Alexa, standing on the chair, taking charge. Look at Nikki. Nikki looks like she wants to get up on that chair too. Hey, at least they're not crying this year. Didn't they all cry last year when they announced the Royal Rumble? And then hugged?
I don't even think Nikki Cross goes here.
So you know what? Let's just all, especially you, let's just all calm down here, okay? Let's calm down, you know.
I'm not uncalm, Alexa. I'm perfectly fine. Do I look uncalm?
Yeah, let's just calm down. Yeah, let's just calm down. Calm down.
Naya, you bitch. Will y'all kill her, please?
Here's the brawl that Alexa was worried about.
Y'all are gonna damage those chairs. Those things aren't free, you know. I feel like I'm gonna catch up a hand to the face here in a minute. Hey, stay out of Gorilla. That's where they control everything. I hope somebody knocks over Vince. He like tips over in this chair. Yeah, good job, Alexa. That's your fault.
That was unexpected.
And also your fault.
I guess the only thing I can really say is the women in this year's Royal Rumble are very passionate. However,
Oh, good. You're gonna announce yourself, aren't you?
will never forget. Because I, Alexa Bliss,
Good.
will be competing in this Royal Rumble match.
Yes. Man, Corey Graves is gonna be acting like Bobby the Brain Heenan in 1992 during that Women's Rumble. Oh, here comes Lacey Evans. Am I allowed to? I'm not allowed to say this, am I? I'm not allowed to say that I don't like her gimmick. That's wrong to say because everybody loves these NXT people, right? I don't like all this. I don't need all this. What the fuck?
Bunch of nasty, classless little girls.
Or it's a gimmick I don't like. I have nothing against her.
Luckily for the WWE Universe, the winner of
And I'm also not allowed to say that that mic looks like a dildo, so I will not say that because I don't want to be
will not
I don't want to be immature,
be
you know.
a
So it totally does not look like a dildo. If you think it looks like a dildo, trust me, it does not. So don't say that and repeat it to your friends for fun. Definitely not a good idea.
The winner of the Royal Rumble match will be me. A classy, sophisticated lady.
You should really work on talking slower. That might help you.
Evans.
Yeah, what time period is she emulating here? Like 30s and 40s, right? Didn't they wear hats and shit like that? Fucking gloves. I wasn't even aware. Is this Hall of Fame announcement really a thing? Well, we got Heavy Machinery. You're gonna have a match. Like I got WWE.com pulled up right here. I'm looking at the Raw page. I don't see anything about a Hall of Fame announcement, unless they put it on Twitter and I missed it. Because also, if they were going to announce the Hall of Fame, don't you think they'd be talking? Am I just missed it? I just think Michael Cole will be plugging the hell out of it, unless I've been talking and missed it. Nick, you want to send me candy and flowers for Valentine's? Okay. I like roses. They're my favorite. Yeah, Jake, that's what I'm saying. Now, I've been talking the whole time, so if something was plugged, I missed it, but it just seemed like if they were going to announce the Hall of Fame later, Michael Cole would not shut the fuck up about it. He'd be reminding us every 5 seconds, and reminding us in the same way with the same buzzwords, and it would be annoying. I thought they would, yeah, Dustin, I agree with you. That's what I thought. If they were gonna, they haven't done the announcement yet for the first Royal Rumble inductees. So the night after the Rumble seems like a good place for the Hall of Fame inductee. Yeah. Next week. And chances are it will be Taker or Rock. It won't be both. But it'll definitely be one of those two guys. I think will be the headliner. It's in New York. It's got to be them, you know. I mean, if it's not The Rock or The Undertaker, I guess I could go in if they want. You know, if they want to induct me, I'd be a reasonable replacement, you know, for Rock and Taker. But I'll only do it if neither one of those guys can. So if they're both busy, I'll take one for the team and go into the Hall of Fame. I'm happy to do it. Now, Lacey might be a time traveler.
It's the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Okay, great. But does it work for you? Oh, yeah. My workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
I think SmackDown will get a couple of Hall of Fame announcements, yeah. But I think the main one, you know, like when they announce this year's headliner, that's going to be done on Raw. Because SmackDown comes on after Raw. So they'll promote it on both. They'll announce it on Raw first and then talk about it again on SmackDown. You know they will. But maybe at some point SmackDown can get their own induction announcement or something. So maybe near the end, you know, one of the lower end inductees or something they can announce on SmackDown. But considering Raw comes on before SmackDown, it's always probably best to announce them on Raw so they can promote them on both shows. Hello, Titus. Where have you been, dude?
Absolute miracle. Unfortunately for you and me, I believe in miracles. But I also believe in myself, which is exactly why I'm entering the Royal Rumble match this Sunday in Phoenix and making you disrespectful. So you just gonna walk right into my shot, huh? Just walk right into my shot and then walk right off like ain't nothing happened.
The nerve of that guy. I hear you, Titus. I'm gonna smack that little bitch around. Ascension, you're still employed? Holy shit. I thought they were wrestling in Mexico somewhere. Crap. Oh, they're gonna job too because heavy machinery's coming out. Otis looks exactly fucking like the King Kong Bundy LJN figure. He is shaped exactly like him. Like he's got those arms like that. I have to tweet that because it's uncanny. Jesus. Let's give that a tweet. Unique version of the airplane spin.
I think unique's a great word to describe Otis no spin. And here comes Tucker Knight. 6'5", 320 pounds and a double team by Heavy Machinery. Big fan of Tucker Knight. What he brings to the table. Incredible amateur.
No women have wrestled yet, Grande. We had the big promo with Alexa Bliss and the brawl with all the Royal Rumble entrants, and Alexa announced that she's going into the Rumble, but I don't think we've had a women's match yet, have we? We're getting the big one here. We're getting the tag match, which I guess is the main event. Somebody brought up Palmer Cannon to me not long ago, and I remember thinking, like, who the fuck was that? And then I remember how short-lived his gimmick was. I'd kind of forgotten about him, and I looked him up. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy.
It was like Riverdance, but horrifying. It's like sort of a version of the worm into an elbow drop.
Yeah, a beefy worm elbow drop.
It wasn't quite Riverdance, it was more of a swamp dance.
Feel the rhythm, you gotta ride it out, Briggs.
Was he a Jamaican bobsled team? I don't know what this is all about.
Kiss my egg.
Is he really doing the worm up in here? That is awesome. Well, Heavy Machinery just beat the Ascension, and let's just hope that Heavy Machinery does not turn into the Ascension. The Caterpillar. Ham, bacon, Renee, you got them breakfast meats, girl. Like, Otis is such a damn weirdo and so strangely charismatic. And he was making the milkshakes on SmackDown with the New Day and shit. I just worry that it's going to be too much of that. Because WWE loves weird guys like him, and they're going to put him in weird-ass skits backstage and stuff. And I feel like WWE will go overboard on it and make them more comedy routine than legitimate tag team contenders. And then you're going to blink, and they're the Ascension 2.0. And we don't want that. Fingers crossed for Heavy Machinery. I agree, he's too entertaining to be wasted, which is exactly why I think WWE's going to waste him.
This is your first bonfire. This is where you catch a glimpse of what your boyfriends are doing.
Yeah, I think Bliss would have been a good surprise in the Rumble. I think Bliss would have been a good surprise in the Rumble if she won it. Like, if she came out at the end, I know number 30 is already set, but if she came out at, like, at the very end, surprised everybody, wound up winning it. But if she turned out to be a surprise and then lost, maybe people thought, like, the surprise would be a letdown. I don't know. So maybe she just announced it now because WWE doesn't have any plans of her winning. I mean, my money's got to go to Charlotte because regardless of what they do with Ronda and Asuka and Becky and all that, Charlotte's going to be in that mix too somewhere. So, hell, who knows? Charlotte could win the Rumble, hop to Raw, and challenge Ronda or something, you know, or we set up Asuka Charlotte too. Either one of which I'd be fine with. I think they'd both be good matches. You know, as long as Becky's involved in something big and significant on that same level, I'm excited for the prospect of the women's matches at WrestleMania. We got some options.
I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Well, let me grab a beer while we got a commercial here. I'll have one more.
Where's your chemistry? Go find it. We can do this. We can do this. Faster. Higher. Get online with limited data. Electric bucks so much. Those my trucks? Keep them. Right. Smile. You're on frickus.
Well, I went through your return line by line and everything looks great.
Oh, good. Thanks. Just so you know, my income won't always be this modest.
No worries. We're here to help.
But I got a lot of things happening, so next year it should be pretty impressive.
Yeah? Good for you.
I'm actually calling you from my yacht.
You're not in a yacht, you're in a conference room. What was that?
Nothing. Just, one of my sailors.
You know they can't see you, right?
Is that true?
Oh, she's right.
Spent $9 on this coconut. TurboTax Live. Now it's CPA on demand.
Half of everything sold on Amazon comes from small and medium businesses, just like mine.
All right. Actually, I changed my mind. Instead of a cold beer, I got a nice cold water. Don't feel like drinking anymore. Man, yesterday was so many beers for those football games, so I think tonight's one and done because I got some work to do after the stream here, and I want to be awake and all that, so I'm going to have a little water, cook some dinner, chill out.
Well, thank you, Dad. Oh, you're welcome, family. What would we do without you? I shudder to wonder. At Pizza Hut, we're a $5 lineup of your favorites for just...
Yeah, Sir Joseph, you might be right about that losing record. You absolutely might be right. Because, like, what do you think something like Heavy Machinery is going to do at WrestleMania? They're going to be involved in some tag team battle royal or some pre-show shit or something. Otis will probably have a backstage segment backstage, maybe with a legend. Like, who was crazy like him in the 80s that's still alive? That they could put him in, like, a backstage something or other at WrestleMania. Might be fun. What is this show they're promoting? Oh, is this the 24th? Oh, is this the 24 on the previous year's WrestleMania? That's cool. After the Royal Rumble. I can't wait to watch that. That's right. Don't they usually always wait like a year to release that one? The big documentary on the show? That's cool. Those are fun. That'll be a good watch. All right, here comes a revival. I was really interested to hear the story that they might want out. I'm like, man, they could be they're a great tag team. If they want to all elite or something like that, or wrestled on the independent level, they could be fucking huge. I don't blame them for wanting to leave. Wait a minute. So is this a title match, right? What are the odds on them winning right now? Unless Kurt Hawkins screws him over. So this is a title match. You know, that would be interesting. You know, we hear earlier in the week that they want the release, and then WWE's like, well, what if we put the belts on it? Oh, Revival coming out wearing AEW shirts. Oh my god. Gable looks a little calmer now in these entrances. He's not so spazzy. He's like Damian Sandow was to The Miz. I wonder if Gable got his own robe or if Rude let him borrow one of his second robes. Hawkins is the ref because Vince made that happen backstage. I don't know why. He just showed up. He's like, how about you be the ref? They bend the rules. Oh, I missed a few text messages. I mean, I don't know if they'll switch the belts here or not. Normally, I'd say no, but Revival have had a few opportunities and they've come up short. Apparently, they're already kind of not happy with their position there. I have no idea what's going on with Heath Slater. Yo. Would you knock off the... Oh, motherfucker. Sometimes I forget they even have tag ropes. Yeah, exactly. All four of these guys were super balls out over in NXT. They're virtually invisible on the main roster. This is a perfect example of that. Perfect. Another bearded ref. That's right. Add him to the list. I've got like a total of 5 now. It's a lot. Yeah, I'm curious here if we're getting that switch or not. We'll see. Oh, wow. That's funny. Dustin. I got to retweet that.
Look at the white meat on this boneless wing. $5 with a drink. You must be joking.
Are they really inspecting your fried chicken with a magnifying glass? All right. Oh wow, that's what you knocked off the fucking counter? My one cat Tito, he's obsessed with any piece of plastic. You know, like if you have to peel off a plastic, you know, safety thing off a container of sour cream or like any like plastic like that. He'll ignore all of his toys, but he'll play with that thing for like 4 days. So he found a piece. I don't even know where that came from, but that's going to keep him busy till the end of the week. Easy. They get it. Well, it's only 7:30. I was about to say we've got to get this match over with because the main event's going to need a little bit of time. No, I didn't see any Liv Morgan tweet or Cena. Not sure what the old sis is up to. Probably nothing good. No, I didn't name him after Tito Santana, but I call him Tito Santana when I'm mad at him. You know, like when your parents call you by your full name? I call him Tito Santana. No, Tito just morphed into that. It morphed from Gatito Because years ago when I had him, I had some Spanish-speaking ladies that would come in and clean my house, and he was little, and I had to keep him locked in the bathroom, and I wrote a sign on the door, like, El Gatito in the bathroom or whatever. And then I kind of called him that as a joke, like a nickname around the house, and then Gatito morphed into Tito, and then he just became Tito. So that's his name now. But his given born name is actually Reggie, but he's never gone by Reggie. I've never once called him Reggie. Ever since he was just like as big as this fucking remote control right here, I've just been calling him Tito. So when I take him to the vet, they're like, "Oh, hi, Reggie," and he doesn't even know that that's his name. Yeah, I gotta start looking at this card and trying to figure out for the Royal Rumble who I'm exactly going to predict in a lot of these matches. There's only a couple that I'm, like, fairly comfortable about. I still feel comfortable about Brock, although all of y'all are starting to make me question it. A lot of people are thinking he's gonna drop it. I just don't. Daniel Bryan and AJ, I'm pretty confident Daniel Bryan will walk out of there champ. But the Rumble matches are anybody's guess, really. I'd like to see Seth and Charlotte, maybe. McIntyre and Alexa. I don't know. Don't knock over that lamp. I also have a lamp, like, sitting on the floor just to add some more light in here. I tried to put it up here, but it was too bright, so it's actually sitting on the floor. And Tito is awfully close to it. Don't be knocking over my light. I'll be selling you to the black market. I'll sell you to a Chinese buffet restaurant. Little Tito Lo Mein. McIntyre and Natalya, that's interesting. If Natalya wins the Rumble, she's got to jump to SmackDown. Because there's no way they're going to do Ronda and Natalya at Mania. No way. They already did it like on Raw like a couple weeks ago, didn't they? So if Natalya wins, she's got to jump. I'm almost thinking like, oh, feet on the ropes. Hawkins caught it. I'm thinking Charlotte might win. I mean, the first two winners of the Rumble, you know, Asuka and Charlotte, and you know WWE's going to want that feather in Charlotte's cap at some point. She's going to have to win a Rumble sometime. So she's in this one. She's probably the favorite. I know fans hate that, but I don't. Gable with a high cross, roll through. Is he going to pin him? Oh, he's got the tights. Hey, fucking Kurt Hawkins is the best referee WWE's ever had. He's caught everything that a referee would miss. Oh, now he's going to shove him? That's it. Revival loses. Yeah, cue the fans saying they're going to AEW now. If they were going to get a release, they wouldn't be getting a title match on Raw. They'd just be released. Like, there's no sense in burying them any further. You know, it's not like they need to job out on their way out. They've already jobbed. So they're not going anywhere. At least until their contract's up. But if they went to Vince and say, we want our release, and Vince says, all right, I'll give you a release, the last thing he's going to do is put him on TV. It's not how it works. Unless it's a firing angle and they let him go or something. Hawkins caught everything. He's the best goddamn ref in WWE history. It's kind of like how he's a shitty wrestler but a great referee. It's kind of like how Tony Romo never did anything in the NFL, but he's the greatest goddamn commentator of all time. Oh, now they're going to attack him. Hey, you can't put your hands on an official. They're going to get fired and go off to All Elite Wrestling. Oh, Zack Ryder. Oh, they're going to put him with Hawkins. The fucking, what were they called? Not the Basham Brothers, but the something brothers. Before they were Ryder and Hawkins, weren't they like the Brett brothers or something like that? Look at Vince. Let's get a whole bunch of people that want to leave and put them in a segment together on Raw. Look at this. This is great. Help them up. Play Edge's theme song. Yeah. I'm down with this reunion. Major Brothers. I think I just remembered it. Oh yeah, Major Brothers. There it is, Major Brothers. I knew it would come to me. It's in there somewhere. It's in the noodle. It just takes a minute to spit it out. Yeah, Brett and Brad Major, whatever the fuck they were called. I'm already signed up, Michael Cole. It's almost my 5-year anniversary of signing up. At $120 a year. Nice. You get $700 you guys have gotten out of me? There's Ronda. Oh, getting all ronded up. Okay, smaller version of Charlie Caruso. Why are you interviewing her now?
But if Sasha were standing in front of you right now, what would you say to her? I know I'm supposed to be...
That might be the point, Austin. Nobody has been able to take Sasha as a top girl right now. She hasn't been a top girl really in a while. Maybe this is part of getting her back to that. She puts on a good showing at Royal Rumble, which I know she will. And the match is awesome. She could be a top girl again. Hopefully that's the point of putting her in there with Ronda. To kind of remind the fans of like, yeah, this is a former world champion we're talking about here. She's not a J-Brone, even though she's been treated like one.
2 sentences into accepting the opportunity that I offer her, she insults me.
Ronda, are you botching?
I just don't understand what she expects of me. From the first day that I walked into the locker room, I've been nothing but respectful to her, and I have received nothing but restrained resentment in return. I mean, what does she want me to do? Cut off my hair and wash her feet with it? It's just...
Who would do that?
I mean, I was put in the position of begging her...
How do you you can't even make that up. Cut off your hair and wash your feet with it? Has that happened to anybody before? Is it just me, or is this like the worst promo of like all time? Easy, buddy. Don't knock that lamp over. Okay, stop talking.
I'm the boss's boss, the HBIC, and the Raw Women's Champion.
What's HBIC? Head bitch in charge? Yeah, you were real mad, but let's not... You're fine to smile now. Hold that belt. You're a mess tonight, Ronda. Get it together, girl. Like, who does that? Y'all want me to cut my hair off, wash my feet with it? My feet will be dirty, because I have no hair. Like, who wrote that? Ha, Vince, ha! How about if I cut your hair off? Wash my feet with it. You sick freak, Vince. Actually, that's probably a Kevin Dunn line. He's probably the weirdo. He probably came up with the elimination sex dungeon too. He's probably got a little miniature version in his fucking basement. Creepy little fuck. Is Ronda high? I hope she is. Yeah, we got TakeOver coming up Saturday night. I'm not even 100% sure of this card. Gargano and Ricochet? Oh yeah, that's not going to be a horrible match. Just the graphic of those two, Ricochet and Gargano, has the potential to be the greatest fucking NXT match of all time. Yeah, I don't know what the odds are. Bianca Belair winning the title. I kind of still think you go with, what's her fucking face? Baszler for a while. But who knows? You know how Jericho does his cruise? Maybe if Apollo gets really over and becomes world champion one day, he can host an Apollo cruise. Dad jokes. No, Apollo Crews lost. Cheat, eh? I've never seen any of like the Minion movies. Those little yellow things. My kitchen at work, all the guys, they have Minions taped over the kitchen line, and each kitchen guy is represented by a Minion, because that's what they think each other looks like. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I haven't been watching a lot of NXT, so I don't know what the feeling is. Like, normally if you watch enough TV, you can kind of think you know what direction they're going to go with the world title. So I don't know if WWE, you know, if the build to Bianca and Baszler is kind of been teasing that Baszler's going to drop it, or if it's just going to be a big stage for Bianca, title match, good solid challenger for Baszler, and they have Baszler go into Mania, and that takeover. And maybe drop the belt there. That's what I think. That's true, Catherine. I don't watch anything. And I definitely don't watch Minions.
All I wanted was to use your body wash.
And all I wanted was to have a body wash.
3 words.
I do fear movies. As a matter of fact, in my restaurant, there's we carry a beer. It's called Fear Movie Lions. I don't know what the fuck it means, but it's from the Stone Brewery, which is here in San Diego. And every time I see the Fear Movie on the beer, I laugh, because I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, Baszler has to move up sometime soon, but there's no urgency, you know? Like, why does she have to? Who says? You know, we've seen a lot of people move up too quick that have been lost and invisible on the roster. Don't want to see that happen to Baszler. So I'm never gonna like complain. Why haven't they been called up yet? As far as I'm concerned, they can never be called up. Ever. Spend their whole career in NXT. And I am perfectly happy. So I'm like, I'm the one guy, you're never gonna hear that come out of my mouth. Comes out of enough people's mouths, but that's just something I won't say. I don't care about anybody coming up to the main roster, and I'm never in any hurry to see anybody come up to the main roster. So Baszler will get there. But as far as I'm concerned, they can hold her off till SummerSlam, and I'm not going to bat an eye to that. I'm like, yeah, fine. Like, I give a shit. But I just don't want to see anybody come up and just get thrown away, ruined. Like everybody seems to. Like, what's the odds right now? 1 out of 8 NXT stars actually is a force to be reckoned with on the roster? We got a whole bunch of world champions doing dick. Or former NXT world champions doing dick on the main roster. Michael Cole, you and that boss time. One of these days, we're going to have a confrontation about that. Oh, boss time all over your face. Man, Bailey should form an alliance with Daniel Bryan and they could be the tree huggers. That'd be fun. What do y'all think? Are we looking at our first ever women's tag team champions? I kind of think we are. I think Sasha falls short and her and Bailey win the chamber match. They're going to want teams in there. And it just makes no... I just don't think... There's no way Sasha's going to be world champion. And they've been together for a while now. Trials and tribulations and all that stuff. I can almost see them winning the tag belts at Chamber. I'm not buying for a second that that was Revival's last night on Raw. If they were leaving the company, they would not be on Raw. They wouldn't be on the show at all. They'd just be gone. Sent home. They haven't been they haven't been in a position where they need to be jobbed out because they're already jobbing out. So there's just nothing to do. There's no, you don't have to wrap up any business with them. Just get them out of there. So I think they're sticking around. Oh, we're cutting a promo, Sasha?
You want to talk about resentment? Who the hell do you think you are, huh? I'm a four-time Raw Women's Champion.
There you are with that 4 again. I thought the Iconics might be first months ago. I don't anymore. We hadn't seen them on TV in forever, up until last week. So, like, when they first debuted, I thought they'd be a perfect fit for the first champs, but now I'm going with them. I'm going Bailey, Sasha. I changed my mind.
You can stop trying to tell the world that I'm a worthy competitor, because the world already knows that I am. And you didn't give me anything. I earned my opportunity against Nia Jax when I beat her. And not only
Why are y'all talking smack? Just wrestle.
and that's exactly what I'm going to do to you at the Royal Rumble.
First champs, Trish and Lita. Oh, my God. The titles were created because of the women's revolution and how great women's wrestling is now. Feels like it should go to a couple people that contributed to making it this way, not to Trish and Lita. So I'm going no on Trish and Lita. Well, I don't think either one of them are a heel, Devin. But I am one thing I am happy about this, even though I think it's executed kind of shitty. I'm glad that they're not all happy and smiley, and it's going to be such an honor to wrestle you, and you know, where they're basically just fucking sucking each other's dicks during the whole thing, smiling, happy, teaming up in a tag team, nothing but respect, over respect, too much hugging, too much smiling, too much puke-inducing respect. I don't mind that sometimes, but they tend to go so over the top with it with the women. I'm glad that they kind of have an issue and they're shit-talking each other a little bit. Now Sasha's taking a cheap shot on Ronda. I'd rather see this than... It's going to be such an honor to wrestle you. I still think we're going to get the handshake and the hug. I think even despite their issues here, I still think we'll get the handshake and the hug after the match. I'm just glad that it's not all just that type of stuff. And that the girls actually do not like each other a bit, and they're taking the match seriously. And remember when, like, Nia Jax was still a babyface, and then they did the challenge during that little charity function that the girls were at, and Ronda challenged Nia or vice versa, and then they're like, yeah, I'd love to defend my title against you, and they literally walked away arm in arm, like with their arms around each other. I hated that, you know? So this is better. I think we'll get a Bailey-Ronda match at some point, too. That might be fun. Ronda and Natalia for the first women tag champs. I don't know. I don't know if they want to double belt Ronda. They might, but then she's got too much going on. The writers have enough trouble handling one fucking storyline direction for a wrestler, so you do two, and you split off Ronda's into two different directions. They're going to make themselves dizzy, and ultimately, it'll suck. I have absolutely zero confidence in them. Yeah, we got 10 minutes left in this show. And then I'll probably be signing off here a little bit early because I want to work on my retro Royal Rumble review that I want to try to finish up tonight, but I'm going to put that up on the channel probably Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. So I got shit to do. Huh, that's interesting, Chris on Twitter. Yeah, the whole Kurt Hawkins ref angle. Maybe they did that to play off of what happened yesterday in the NFL. Maybe. It's possible, like the no call type of thing.
Excuse me, did you say weeks? That's what the guy said. You can get to the moon in a few days, but it takes weeks to get a refund? She's right. That's what I'm saying. At H&R Block, you can get an...
You cannot get to the moon in just a few days.
The day you file. We could get a pool table for the game room. You mean the dining room? Yeah,
Your fucking Prius ain't gonna get you there.
Seriously. At H&R Block, you could get a refund advance with
Were the fabulous Freebirds popular in the 80s? No, not at all. Nobody liked them. They weren't over. No, yeah, of course, dude. They were huge. Especially in the South. Big in the South. Because now that there are going to be tag team belts, we need to start seeing some tag teams in NXT form too. They could maybe be actual teams that then they move up to the main roster as a team. So I think the women's division, the tag team division, is going to have to build. You know, and right now they only have a couple of like full-blown alliances. Sasha Bailey, Iconics, who else? They're going to throw a couple together, you know that. They can put Naomi with the other. What happened to the other Funkette? Wasn't there like a second Funkette or whatever? When she was dancing back in the day? Bring her back. -40 in Canada. God damn. It's like 58 here, and it's like chilly. I got a fire going in the fireplace. I'm like a huge vagina. I don't know how old is too old, but I would not be wanting to enter. I would not want to enter the business beyond my 20s. For sure. Ideally, I think like 25 is the latest you want to get involved. Because by the time all your training's up and you pay your dues and you make it, you're going to be in your early 30s and you got a short window. Like some guys came in very late, you know. Batista came in super late. So did DDP. Oh yeah, Cameron. I'm like, who the fuck is Cameron? I'm like, oh yeah, Cameron. That was her name. Did she wrestle or did she just dance? Tag to Ronda. Oh, she's going for the heart attack. Ooh, Bailey took it.
Sasha wants Ronda that bad, she'd tag herself in. Notice Sasha stayed on the outside where it's safe.
And I am here for this time, Sasha Banks.
And Natalia, now legal, as is Bailey, in this tag team matchup. That's good, Renee. Maybe you can drive Banks to the hospital in Phoenix after her arm gets snapped in two. Natalia and Bailey will be a part of the Royal Rumble match. 30 women involved over the top rope.
All right, we're gonna get a Sasha or a Ronda hot tag here from one or both.
Main event at WrestleMania. And Natalya with a suplex to Bayley.
Oh,
Tag. I should say cover and a kick out and two. Sasha Banks jumped off the apron to avoid a tag from Bayley. Sasha does not want to get in the ring and face Ronda Rousey.
Corey Graves.
Well, Sasha just made the tag. She's now legal. And Bayley with that high running knee. And Banks now. Double knees to Natalya. Drags her back into the center of the ring. Hook to the leg.
Pinner. Nope.
Kick out at two. Banks a four-time women's
well, Banks and Ronda jawing at each other again. We got 5 minutes left in this show.
Where this resentment lies, Sasha Banks.
I'll wrap it up.
This is not just a hobby to us. This has been our passion our entire lives.
Okay, so Ronda Rousey.
Oh yeah, Vontae, you still got a shot. 31 isn't too old.
Just like numerous other greats.
Definitely not.
Great athleticism.
31's young.
Heads up to the top rope. Sasha.
Ooh,
Meteora.
Sasha took a hard fall there.
Kick out. I know, and I was disputing the quote from the delusional Sasha Banks. Listen, you know, and a lot has been made of how dangerous Ronda Rousey is in the armbar submission hold. But what about Banks? Again, another wild right hand. Banks in her bank statement have tapped out a number of people here in WWE over the years. Tag. Ronda legal. Oh,
Here we go.
Sasha. Welcome to the party, Sasha. Look at this.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine starting to be a wrestler in her 40s because I'm in my 40s. And I was athletic when I was young, but I think if I tried to get in there and take like bumps for days and days and days, I'd die. I'd literally die. I don't think I could do it. I could do it for a day, but I couldn't come back the next day. I'd be a mess. Oh, bank statement on Ronda. Yeah, like Ronda's tapping.
The submission hold we talked about just moments ago. And it's Natalya breaking things up for perhaps.
Man, the near falls on the submissions will be fun at the Royal Rumble. I can't wait till Ronda is locked in that bank statement in the middle of the ring and somehow gets out of it.
Now Banks kick right toward her corner.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Ronda's getting pissed. Oh,
Runs right into a boot tag. Here's Bayley. Backstabber.
backstabber.
Bayley.
Oh, Bayley got taken down.
Rousey for the belly to belly, and Ronda Rousey able to counter. A vicious counter. Cover on Bayley. Hooks the leg.
Oh yeah, Boogeyman was old. That's right. I forgot about Boogeyman.
Have each other scouted out.
Yeah, I don't care how much you scout. You can't prepare for this side of Ronda.
Tim Storm, he was 84 when he started. Yeah, so little known fact.
At least. I think Bayley's about to join that infamous list.
This level of
Bayley taking those
intensity
knees.
is unmatched.
Selling those knees, I should say.
Overboard tied knees to the body of Bayley. Big front kick from Rousey. And the champ is fired up. And look at Ronda looking to put Bayley away. Now Banks. And
Banks rolled out of the way.
as Ronda goes right after Bayley. Hey, Sasha, what a great friend. Diving out of the way. Let Bayley take the beat down. Bayley's legal. And here now is Ronda.
Oh,
Oh, on Bayley.
you should grab her by the leg. Tag, girl.
This feels like two in a row
Sasha legal.
for the Boss and Hut connection.
Double axe handle from the top. Banks and Bayley working well together. And Ronda take down a Banks. Uh-oh, look at Banks struggling.
Oh, she's rolling through it.
She can force a break.
All right, we got like less than 2 minutes left here. Y'all better
And lock in the armbar.
go to your finish here, whatever the hell that's going to be.
Gonna force the break. Very wise escape. Oh, kick connects. And Banks is stunned. Ronda
Oh, she's going to tag. I think Natalia's going to take the pin then.
now legal.
I think Sasha and Bayley are going to win because we got 1 minute left and Natalia's in the ring.
And now Natalya looking to put Sasha. Oh, nice suplex. And that right there,
Ooh.
Natalya stepping right on the back of the neck, calls it up for the basement drop kick.
Grab your lash, girl.
And now Natalya looking for a submission.
Is there an overrun or something? Because it feels like
Step through into the sharpshooter.
I should put her in the sharpshooter and tap her out. This has got to be the finish because it's time. Oh, there's Bayley.
Bayley this time breaking things up. Bayley takes out Rousey. Natalya.
All right, now Sasha's going to get up and roll up Natalia. Is that what we're going to get here? This has got to be the finish, like literally right here.
Looking to put Sasha
Power bomb. Camera went out.
with a knee right to the midsection.
Bank statement. There it is, and there's the tap out. That's got to be it. Of course she is. There's no time for a save. All right. Banks and Bailey win. Has Ronda lost in a tag match yet? I forget. Up Sasha and Ronda back at it again. Go home show to the Rumble, and they're ending it with the women. That's pretty cool. Normally, like, the go home show to the Rumble is like a brawl with all the Rumble entrants, you know? We didn't get that like normal. So yeah, all right. Ronda's first loss like ever then, huh? Yeah, I was thinking maybe she dropped a tag match before. I guess she hasn't. Cool. This doesn't do anything to Ronda. For anybody, is there, God, tell me there's nobody freaking out about that. Jesus Christ. It's fine. Who cares if she loses a tag match? Who fucking cares? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. It's not going to hurt her. Not going to bury her. It's fine. Just relax. It's all good. Got to give Sasha some sort of momentum going into Sunday. She's going to lose. So why have Ronda win twice? Just have her win the tag match. Natalya got pinned. Or tapped out, I should say. Not a big deal. Yeah, but the show was not that great. It was just so-so. I did like I said, I liked the beginning. I liked the interaction between Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar. That was kind of cool to get a taste of that. Just a little appetizer. Little mozzarella stick that we've been waiting for all this time. Brock Lesnar and Finn Balor gave it to us since Baron Corbin is clearly fucking brainless. So we got that, which I liked. Aside from that, not an eventful show, and I wasn't expecting it to be. Even my schedule this week on my channel, I wasn't coming up here to do a full podcast. There's just no reason to. So I'm going to work on a retro review to have that up on like Wednesday-ish. I'm going to be up here Friday or Saturday for a live predictions video. I'll just shoot it live and leave it up on YouTube, and I'll run through the Royal Rumble and NXT cards, and I'll... the plan is to be up here on Saturday night reacting to a TakeOver. I'll probably do TakeOver and Rumble. There's a slight chance I'll just tweet during TakeOver, but likely I'll be up here and do a live stream for both. So it's a lot of videos, a lot going on this week. Oh, camera went out because Sasha's pants came down? Sorry we missed that. Y'all are giving some Raws D-, C-. I might not go D-, but I'll go C-. I'll take Vape Lord's grade over the D. But not a great show. But I still think like ending the final segment being the women, you know, face off between the two women going after the title is it's pretty significant for the women to close out a go home show to a major pay-per-view like that. So that's a positive. But aside from that, we didn't see anything too nuts. Buddy, get out of here. I'm almost about to sign off and then I'll be around. So Dorian Moore, I did review a TNA pay-per-view recently. I did Unbreakable 2005. The link to that video is in the description of this stream. So just look down there below. You'll see it. Unbreakable 2005. That's the only one I've done recently. And I don't know. I'm certainly not going to be reviewing any TNA pay-per-views this time of year with WrestleMania. Got a lot going on for WrestleMania. I'm going to do a lot of WrestleMania-related videos and all sorts of shit leading up to that. So any TNA pay-per-view that I review again will either be a Patreon video or it will be coming an off time of the year when I have time to do one. Yeah, Nick, they always have an opinion on something. Don't think Bub's too happy about Raw tonight. But that's alright. Wasn't expecting a good show. So I guess there's no reason to be disappointed. The ladies and Elias. Oh yeah, I forgot about Elias. Alright, Catherine, good night. I am not far behind you. I'm going to be getting out of here too because I've got shit to do tonight. So yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out again tonight. Thank you for those of you who did subscribe, who are new. We took on, not many, about 50 subscribers tonight. So still on that track to 25,000. We need about 150 more. and we'll finally be there. So it's taken forever, but we'll get there eventually. So yeah, I will catch you guys. Remember, check the channel back Wednesday, maybe Thursday at the latest. Retro Royal Rumble review will be coming up. Probably on Friday, I'll do my Royal Rumble and NXT TakeOver predictions. That'll just be a quick 20-minute live stream. And then on Saturday night, I'll react to TakeOver. On Sunday night, I'll react to the Rumble. And then after the Rumble, I'll stay up and we'll do a review. Busy week. Busy fucking week. So, yeah, you guys take care. Thanks again for hanging out. And I'll catch you just a couple of days. Peace.